Okay, guys, I think I'm live. Let me see who we've got there. Raphael, how do? Ro, great to see you, man. Let me set up my phone so we can get the chat on that as well. So it makes it a bit easier. How is everyone doing? What has everyone been up to? Hope everyone's been good. YouTube channel, videos, and there we are live. Seeing 3 watching, so thanks guys, whoever's in the chat there. Well, seeing 5 watching actually now. 5 and 6 thumbs up. Thanks a lot, guys. So where can I stand that so I can keep an eye on it? I can just put it down there beside me like that, so we can have a look at it down there whenever we want. Okay, so as the title says, guys, I've gone and done it again, or I can't help myself. If you Ro is scrapping servers, come on. Well, I picked up something that I'm not a big fan of, but I got a chance of getting 20, 40, nearly 40 laptops. So as anyone knows, I'm not a big fan of the laptops. It's not something I like doing. Too many screws in them, too many bits and pieces. But when you get offered them as part of a load of other stuff, you're not going to turn them down, are you? So I'm also at the moment, if anyone's wondering what I'm at here, I'm just slicing these in half. Tim, how are things? Good evening to you, sir. Good to have you in the chat. Thanks for dropping in. Can't find my Stanley knife, so I'm trying this regular knife, and if it doesn't work, well, then I'm in trouble, because I don't know where I have left my Stanley knife, and this looks like it's not going to work for me. Yeah, I know about, but I wouldn't get that here. I would get the scrapyards here won't buy the laptops, and again, the population in Ireland is too small to even try selling them on eBay. So it's just one of them things. Like, I have to scrap them out completely to try and make them worthwhile. Okay, we got the knife in under there, so that'll work. Yeah, laptops. I don't think too many scrappers are a fan of the laptops. These are the little VGAs, the gold corner VGAs I took off the Cisco wireless network systems. There, Johnny Five, how do? Johnny Five, if anyone hasn't seen his stuff, he's on TikTok and he's doing some very funny stuff. I had a good laugh at one of his videos last night. So Johnny, how are things with you? I'll put the link out in a while there, guys. If anyone wants to come up, then they can. For just give me a few minutes. Mike, how do? So how was everyone's weekend? What have they been up to? Any of the scrappers, what have you been scrapping out? Roads on servers? Yeah, the lockdown is getting to Johnny. Mike, thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate it, taking the time to pop in. So I was scrapping out some of the PCs that I got with these laptops as well. So that video will be coming soon. You'll see on my video some of the stuff that the next video actually will show some of the stuff I picked up on one of the new contacts that I made. So as I was saying, I have 2 new people who I can get stuff off. So it's making life a bit better. I get a bit more because I was beginning to run out of stuff to do. I was going for scrapping out. So because I want to, when I go doing the rest of my gold process, I want to make sure I have enough stuff to make it worthwhile, because that's the main thing you need, is a lot of thing. So you don't do any scrapping, Mike? You just like watching scrap videos? Yeah, I started off that way myself, watching scrap videos, and then I got into the scrapping, and then I got into the e-waste. Because again, I don't have much room for storage, so I can't be storing a rake of stuff for scrap. So I have to break it down as small as I can for storage. Like what I'm doing here now, just breaking these down so you can see the gold bonding wires. If I can get it to focus. Oh. Focus. Focus. There we go. You can see the gold bonding wires on there. So that's what I'm doing, breaking stuff down as close as I can to small little buckets of stuff for storage, and then burn. Well, these will be for incinerating, and then later into the acid. Once I get the gold out of the incinerated stuff. Jimmy C, good to see you, man. How are things with you? How's everything stateside? Actually, if you don't mind, guys, everyone is in there. I think most of you are stateside, except for Johnny. Mike, I'm not sure where you're from. Ro, I think, is either Canadian or American. I think it's American. Is it? Or is he Canadian? American. I think it's Country Scrapper that's Canadian. Oh, Mike is UK. What part of the UK are you in, Mike? Johnny 5 is in Yorkshire. Hertfordshire. Cool and wet in New England. Yeah, well, it's actually dry here. Nice and sunny, but it's 8 in the evening now, so it's getting cold. We're promised -1, I think, tonight, which is a bit unusual for this time of year. But I suppose if it's a clear day, the clear night, and then the wind is coming down from the north tonight, so it's bringing cooler temperatures. If any of you don't know Jimmy C, guys, he's got a channel. He does his live panels himself. He does a lot of live stuff. He does a bit of scrapping. He does a bit of fixing stuff. He's into a lot of different things. He's one of the first guys I probably got to know on YouTube when I started doing my own videos. He was probably one of the first guys that I got to know. I don't know how I got to know him. Was it through Ian Matthews, or was it through one of the other scrappers, or was it one of the growth channels that I used to go to when I started first, which I don't really use that much now, to be honest. I've kind of stuck to. I found the growth channels are all right for starting you off, but once you start doing your own videos, they start to go then. Justin, welcome to the chat, man. Thanks for popping in. Western New York. Snowed the other day. There we go. So, just had the hottest bath ever. Had a smart head near me in the chemist today. I said 3 meters. He said it's 2 meters. I said not in your case. He said he was 2 years younger than me, and he looked about 60. Here you go. So Johnny was making sure he's well disinfected. I'll put the link out there, guys, in a second now. If anyone wants to pop up and just chat, you're more than welcome. If not, then you're just going to be listening to me talk to myself. Copy. Yeah, Johnny, he's probably drinking the hand sanitizer. Yeah, the weather's been good here, but just cold in the evenings. So it's but at least it's dry. It's not raining. Lockdown is over. I think it's starting to finish in most of England, and in Ireland, the lockdown is finishing up as well. We're starting to begin to opening up places again, stuff like that. Fine up pissy. Come on, Johnny. Yeah, so the lockdown is coming. They're beginning to release people. So if the figures stay low, we'll be able to get about a bit more. But if they begin to rise again, we'll be back in. So these are coming apart all right for me. It's not too bad. So we're getting the gold in the middle. And then we'll have the gold bonding wires inside these little black caps as well. So they're just building up. So I nearly have a full tub of them there. So once I get that tub filled, I'll be ready for processing. Row, what is row saying there? Let me wait for it to pop up. I seen it popping up on the phone, but it's easier to read it on StreamYard. So I'll wait for it to pop up row on StreamYard. So we'll have a read of it. If it pops up, it's taking a while. Now we'll go to the thing. I have a couple of the servers I picked up on the eBay. Even if the RAM sell makes it worth the 1 hour spend on the pickup. Yeah, sometimes yeah, if you can sell a few bits off it and then scrap the rest out, it might be worth it. So I say I don't like paying too much for stuff, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of paying for e-waste, especially here in Ireland, because people who are selling it overprice it. So I try and stay clear of it. I do little swaps with people, like say these computers now that I'm just after getting. When I take them apart, I'll swap the cases, the aluminium or aluminum, as my American cousins will say. I swap that and the bits of copper out with copper wiring and stuff like that. I'll swap that with another scrapper called Pop Scrap, who doesn't live too far away from me. He's only about a half an hour drive. So we'll do a trade. He'll hold on to any boards for my gold recovery, and I'll hold on to them stuff for him. Pennies on the dollar. Yeah, over here they overcharge for e-waste. K&D Scrapping, great to see you, man. Hello, ladies. There might be one or two in there, all right. How are you keeping? What have you been up to? What have you been doing today? What have you been scrapping out? Another good scrapping channel there, guys. K&D. Cold here, cold here, cold here. Yeah, cold here as well. It's nice during the day, but it's getting down to the minus temperatures tonight. Ali, great to see you, man. Thanks for popping in. How are things with you? Working away still on the old cars? Okay, so you've done your good deed for the day. Give a bit of blood. Always needed. $75. Nice temperature. Bad up there is bad weather, or is it just bad in general? But anyone doesn't know Ali. Ali has his own lives again, I think, Thursday nights. And he does car repairs. He's a mechanic by profession. So he does repairs on cars and stuff like that. So he's his own channel where he's showing different stuff he's doing on cars. And he's from Scotland, if anyone doesn't know. I say this isn't a growth channel or anything like that, but if you want to check each other out, feel free. That's the good thing about YouTube. You can check out each other's channels. Yeah, so I picked up the first pickup from this new e-waste pickup that I got, and I got 20 desktops and about 40 laptops and a few other nice little bits and pieces. So I'm working on them now at the moment. So they're my next. The laptops I'll do bit by bit, and the desktops, I got about 10 of them scrapped out today, and then I have 10 more to do, and then we'll see what I ended up getting in the end. Mo Homesteading, great to see you. Thanks for popping into the chat, really appreciate it. Oh, the weather was cold and wet. Yeah, the cold weather's on the way down. All right, they're saying that it's coming down from the north, so you would have got the first blast up there in Scotland. Parknest, great to see you, man. Hope all is well with you. I see Scotland is staying a bit longer in the lockdown. You're not following England's way of doing it. You're going your own way of doing it. Jeez, snow. Christ. That is cold if you have snow.
Yo,
Johnny Five. How are things? You're not on TikTok tonight, no?
Oosh,
How do?
How unprofessional.
I thought it was Ian Matthews was up for a minute. That'd be something Ian Matthews would do.
I'm fine, mate. Good, good. Just been working out and no TikTok.
TikTok.
No, not today. Got to keep them wanting more.
I enjoyed last night's video. I got a good old laugh.
I went out with Keena for walk around park for about half an hour, and I just went TikTok. I just did one after another. Everyone I saw, I just copied it. That sore throat one's funny, isn't it?
Kenzie, take it easy. Kenzie has to jump in the shower.
No, Dell.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I have 20 laptops picked up today, and I hate doing laptops.
I think it still works, actually.
Yeah. You'll get more money if you still work to sell it.
Well, I've got spare hard drives and memory and stuff, so I don't know whether it'd be worth messing about.
What Windows is on it?
Vista Home Basic.
Oh, it's fairly old. Well.
Yeah.
Raphael Scrapper, great to see you, man. He's in the old
Raphael,
chat.
I went past the post office today and I've reopened it, so I'm going to go down with your parcel in the morning.
There we go. So
I've got a Polish emblem of his from his country.
Okay.
What? What are you telling me for? Oh, I see. Right, bye. I've got to keep an eye on the back. I'm running it for Keena.
So the lockdown is coming to an end on Wednesday, isn't it? Part of it.
You mean stay at home but don't stay at home, go out but don't go out?
Yeah, that one.
You can go out park with your family but stay 2 meters away from each other.
Yeah. And 4-year-olds can go back to school, but you know, stuff like this, like, you know, you hear like.
I'm thinking it's not worth it for the like, because the breakup in September anyway.
Yeah.
And Keena's got pretty bad asthma because she was born premature, so I don't know yet. Unless they can guarantee, which they can't guarantee the safety, can they?
You know,
they can't even stop nits. So what are they going to do with coronavirus?
Yeah, I know exactly.
We'll see. Depends how nuts I've gone by then.
Well, it depends. Well, we'll be able to judge how nuts you are by the TikToks.
Yeah. It's just funny, isn't it? And it's like really interactive because it's like fast paced.
Yeah, it's only short videos, like.
Well, you can do 15 seconds or 60. Which works out quite well if you want to link them together.
I make a YouTube video.
Yeah. I thought, what can I do with all these videos? I've got my phone now. I thought, stick them all together. Yeah, I've just got Keena another one of these in the bedroom now.
Oh yeah, what the Now TVs?
Yeah. Well, we got one downstairs, one in the kitchen, one in here. About 5, I think.
And how do they work? What do they like? Do you have to pay so much a month, or is there so much free stuff?
You pay £3 for kids channels, $7.99 for entertainment pack like UK Gold, Sky and all that, and then it's $11.99 a month for the movies, but you can have them separately. So, and it all runs off your internet.
Yeah. So you don't need any satellite dish or anything.
No. The big telly downstairs has got an aerial in it, but the rest of them just run off these.
TikTok sounds like the Twitter equivalent of YouTube.
I bet Irish will never fit to TikTok, Rich. He can do it.
I'm not a big fan of the old TikTok.
Oh,
I couldn't stick to 16-second videos. No.
2 seconds, just check it back.
Yeah. Yeah, Raphael is right. Short videos and me don't go together. It has to be at least 20 minutes long. Has to be at least. But to start off, planning on doing a 10-minute video, and it ends up being a half-an-hour video. Tim, I think I'd be the same. I don't think TikTok is for me. If anyone else wants to pop up there and join us on the chat, please feel free. I'll stick it in. So, Raphael, what have you been up to today? Busy day at work? Well, Mike, you'll definitely like mine, so I don't do anything under 20 minutes. I start off with a plan, but it always ends up going, I get distracted in the middle of doing something. Split video in 2 because it should have been nearly an hour long, and some viewers have an attention span of a goldfish. Well, that ain't maybe. So how many laptops is on waiting now at your place? I have 40 laptops behind me now. 20 in each row. I don't know, can you see them? Hold on, I'll try and give you a look at them. I'll pull it over my shoulder here if I can. I'm tangled up on something. And we'll try and so there's 20 that side and 20 that side, all waiting to be done, and I think a few other bits and pieces, a few tablets and stuff like that. So not my favorite job, but I have to get through them. So there's 40 of them that I picked up. So couldn't say no. A bit like Ian Matthews, when he finds something, he has to have it. Yeah, painful pile is right. It'll take a while, but we'll get through it. Something to do. Johnny's
world's
back.
Great. World's greatest daddy. Well, world's best. Not me.
So you had to disinfect yourself from the post office today?
Oh, chemist.
Or the chemist?
Well, there were 2 meter rule, like the painted stripes on the path. And there's like one cubicle for you to go in and walk straight up. I went, what are you doing 2 meter rule? He went, well, not 2 meters. I said, in your case, 3 meters. Oh, God, it was disgusting. I've never seen that like it. And he got out of a car. He was driving a car. And they gave him a 70 ml shot of bloody methadone or whatever it was. And he walked out. And then as I was going back to the car, he was driving off. So he's driving around with popping methadone.
Sorry, Snobby, if I didn't get in there. Snobby, I don't know, did I say hello to him? He was probably in earlier and I missed him. But he has to go for a while. So take it easy, Snobby. Thanks for popping in.
Yeah, it made my skin crawl anyway. I'm getting some medication from my mum.
Okay.
Well, it's for my little brother Luke, actually. It's his calm down pill. He's autistic and very highly strung. He operates at like 100% all the time. So.
He's at full throttle every time.
Oh, yeah, full throttle. Yeah. And he's 12 now. He's 0% body fat.
Oh, Christ.
Like a 12. He's only ever been fed through a tube, but now he eats soft foods, but not enough to sustain him, so he's still fed through a tube.
Tube.
But because he's always been fed the right amount what he needs,
yeah,
he's got no body fat.
Yeah,
no body fat whatsoever.
So it's all proper nutrients, what he needs exactly.
Yeah, he's got a mustache a lot now. Yeah, he's coming to live with me when my mum can't do it anymore. Because I'm not letting him go to adults. Okay, no, John. He's very loud how he talks. His way of communicating is screechy noises.
Okay.
And not a lot of people can cut. He's even had respite carers that have not been able to do it. But to me, you can see it in his face. That's his way of communicating.
Yeah.
My little bro, I'm not letting him go adult social care. So he'll just get stuck in your corner and bloody ignored.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way he is. I think he's always going to be the way he is, but he's a lovely lad. So, my mum said I can have house when, well, she's got 2 houses. She's going to move over to the coast when she retires.
Okay.
And I'm going to have my mum's house and give Lucas stability.
Yeah, so he's not moving, yeah.
No. I mean, my mum's been at lockdown at coast since this all started, and it's really affecting Luke. He doesn't know what's going on. Yeah,
you see, people will get to them eventually, like this lockdown, that they don't know fully what's happening, like why it's happening.
Yeah, he's getting aggressive with my stepdad, I don't know.
Yeah.
So he just doesn't know what's going on. He's a mummy's boy as well, like me. Yo, Edward.
Edward, great to see you.
So what have you been up to?
Who, me or Edward?
You.
Oh, me just doing laptop. Well, I was off work today. I'm back. I was working all through the lockdown, but today is my day off, so I was just sorting out some e-waste I picked up and working on my video for Thursday and getting these few bits ready for tonight, just to work away here while I'm talking. And that was kind of it for the weekend. I didn't do much. I was working Saturday, and then Sunday is just a rest day. Do nothing, watch TV.
Well, my dad gave me a lot of little mini greenhouses. And I've just been filling them up. I got a bit giddy with growing.
Well, we have another man in the basement. I don't know how long he's been there because I lost track of everything. Jimmy,
what's happening?
Hold on now. We'll get this set up right. There we go.
I wasn't down there long.
Were you down there long?
No, not long at all.
That's all right.
You got
'cause
down?
I had to keep
You got
forgetting to look
down?
down the basement. So I do.
What's up, Johnny?
It's all right. Last time I was down there, I gave it a hoover around for you.
You want to put a little doorbell down there so you can ring when you're down there, you know?
Hey,
this is-
Parkness, Tim,
Suggest that
Edward,
straight-
good to see y'all.
So it's wet and cold over there, Jimmy.
Oh yeah, it's wet and cold. It's horrible. What's up, Rafael? Yeah, so it's I don't know. I don't know how to put it in your terms, but it's around us. It's around. It's cold, man. It's
It's
cold.
cold.
Yeah,
Just say it how I say it. Just say it Yorkshire style. It's chuffing freezing.
yeah. It's just above freezing. It's 40. It's 43 degrees, which is that's pretty raw when it's raining.
Yeah.
I don't know what that translates into your 43 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius.
2 seconds.
Yeah,
Let's get-
it's 6. It's 6 to you all.
Yeah, well, we were today 13 during the day.
Yeah, it's not too horrible, but when it's
Yeah.
raining and all, it's like, eh.
Yeah, I know the rain makes it worse. Shark Scrapper, how do?
What's up, Rafael? Mo, good to see you. Gil, yeah. Shark Scrapper, good to see all yous. Beautiful day in Florida. Yeah. Screw you.
Yeah, but later on in the year when it's all like sweaty and everything in Florida.
Yeah.
not-
When
yeah.
it's 110 down there, it'll be 80 up here, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, and the humidity 120%.
Uh-huh.
You won't be too happy then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When you get that hail down there that look like golf balls, yep. I'll be
Show you
laughing.
what you feel. Right, there you go. Nice seeing it. Right, go on. Yeah,
Hey,
just like
kiddo.
Go on, bye. Dear me, is it bedtime yet?
Be soon your bedtime.
I'm getting like backstabbing grief from certain parents. Oh, I'm not letting mine go back till September. And I said, well, we'll see, because I don't know if I can last till September.
Oh,
Schooling's gone out the window because I got the sack and she got expelled. So she said I was too strict. I said you're uneducatable. I didn't say it right.
so Jimmy, how was your lockdown going over there? Are you lifting bits of it?
Oh man, it's driving me crazy. We were scheduled to open on the 5th. Yeah, and then they pushed it to the end of the month.
Okay.
Because we had one day where the numbers spiked real high, and they're like, okay, we're gonna stop that.
See how many spikes with V-Day celebrations? VE Day. They're all in crowds on the streets and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, Dave, what's up, Dan?
How do
How
Dan?
about you, buddy? Johnny, Scrapping Irish, how are you?
How
Yo.
are things?
How's it going, John? You going good, eh?
Yeah. I will be when I like this, but I'm going to be respectful and shut the camera for a minute.
Welcome to Diesel Guy. Hello.
Diesel Guy, welcome.
I'm gonna say I can't read the comments, but I don't have it on. There we go. Hey,
So
Timmy,
Dan, you've miserable weather over there as well, do you?
it's trying to snow right now with the rain.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Well, his weather comes my way.
Yeah, it makes its way down.
I give it to you. You can have it.
Uh-huh. One of these days, I'm going to send it back.
Well, Scrapping Irish's weather goes up and left, I think, if it wants to come near me.
Yeah, that's walking up and right, up and left, yeah, or up and left.
I'm not up and right, so
Up and right, yeah, you're up and right.
Hey, Shark, how you doing, buddy?
let's have moved it while we've been on lockdown.
Well, you got everybody up here tonight.
Yeah, there's a good crowd of scrappers in today, and every sort of channel in, which is good to see.
Right.
Yeah, they fitted 5G and moved towns around a bit.
Yeah,
So how you been, Jimmy?
I'm good. Good,
Good, man.
Yorkshire
I didn't get
town,
anything done today, but
Neither did I.
Let's just say rain is unmotivating.
Yeah, it's hard to do any scrapping if the weather's wet. It's hard to scrap.
Well, when it's cold too, hey, it's
yeah. Cold and wet is worse, you know.
Yep. And I had frostbite about 30 some years ago when I was a kid, and the cold affects the fingers, and then they don't move anymore because they turn snow white, and then the wife gets all worried.
Yeah.
Then when they start thawing out, they turn black, and then they get back to normal color again. So.
Yeah. The problem with all that is you can't use them during that period.
No, because they wrinkle up and they just.
Yeah, they don't move. Exactly.
Right.
That's from too many years of not wearing gloves.
Well, I did it because me and a buddy, we were walking down through a creek. It was about 10 feet lower than ground level, and in the middle of winter with no gloves in our hands hunting.
Yeah.
You got your hands cold, and afterwards you didn't feel it, so you just kept right on going.
Yeah, like I said, too much not wearing gloves.
There you go.
Well, I just find it easier to get my meat from a butcher's.
Yeah, but it's not as good that way. You know, that butcher, you don't know how many people handled that meat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many people processed it? Now, when you hold on though, but when you harvest your own animal, man, you know who touched every piece of that animal before you put it on your pan. You know?
Yeah, and you know what it's been eaten as well.
It's gonna eat well.
Yeah. Because a lot of the meats now, you don't know what's been put into them, or what the animal is being fed, or what steroids has been put into it.
Exactly. You know,
It's even real.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's suspicious when it says British made and then it's got Spain tattooed on it.
Oh yeah, you know the one got me one time.
Getting sunburned, hey, Ro?
I was looking for a leather belt, which is basically a strap, one piece. I didn't want one that's been stitched together, because they fall apart. They don't last very long. I wanted one solid piece of leather belt, right? I go shopping and I find one's got American flag on the tag, right? So it must be made in America. Wrong. Bought it. Yeah, I bought it, brought it home, and I happened to look on the back of it. It's made in Honduras. I'm like, what? How did they get away with putting a flag on it like that?
All about labeling sometimes.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, they were called. They were
cheaper ones about.
Yeah, they were called American leather. Yeah, South American leather should have been more like it.
Way south.
Yeah, you really got to look.
That's for sure.
Hey, dear, them two. Do you think they were sisters, not mother and daughter? Granddaughter. Granddaughter. We brought her up from day one. Even though I've told her that I'm a granddad, she just calls me dad.
America made in China.
A lot of it is nowadays. It's
Somebody put earlier, I'm only going to buy stuff off eBay if it's from UK. I said, yeah, but when you get it, it'll say made in China.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because as much as we hate it, China make a lot of stuff that we need. Simple as.
Well, you see, the thing is now everything is made in China. It's just the way it is now. Maybe after this, there might be more stuff made in England again and made in America and stuff like that, but it's hard to know. It all comes down to cost again.
Hey, all I know is you can't pay someone $15 an hour to stand in front of a machine, okay, and just take little parts off. That's the reason we don't. That's the reason I went over there. People wanted too much money.
They work at lightning speed.
Yeah. But we say, if you look at the jobs came from America to Ireland. We say Dell left America, opened up in Ireland in the 80s, a big plant. They had 4,000 people in it.
Yeah.
And they closed that plant in the 90s because we started wanting more wages, and they've moved it to Poland. And now they're on about closing the Poland one and moving it to China. There you go.
Right, because they can
keep moving wherever the cheaper people are.
Cheaper labor, right.
Yeah.
And if you keep raising your cost of living, it's horrible,
Yeah.
You can't pay the sweeper $15 an hour. You know what I mean? You can't.
Yeah,
especially in a small manufacturing place. You can't afford to do that.
Yeah.
Well, minimum wage over here is just over £10, I think.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of places up here are 15, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
you want to pay the bag boy at the supermarket making $15 an hour? Yeah, your meat's gonna go up, your milk's gonna go up. Why?
Yeah.
Because they've got to pay that kid $15 an hour. He used to make 8, you know,
Yeah.
and that's what he should be making is 8, maybe. When I started
and-
working, it was 5. You
Yeah,
know?
it's like a cycle. You see, if you start paying the wages higher, the stuff goes up higher. But then
Yeah.
when the stuff goes higher, people need higher wages to afford the stuff, and it just keeps going a vicious.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like,
And just don't shop at Aldi. Woo!
right?
See,
Yeah,
just
happened a
job
lot.
there went to Mexico.
Yep.
Mhm.
A lot of jobs over here too, like a little town outside of me that was called Woodbridge Foam Incorporated. It's I think it's European owned. They closed the one up here just outside of Sarnia there, and gave everybody the opportunity to go work at the one in Mexico. Yeah. Not.
Well, there's a guy, an owner of a company over here called Witherspoons, yeah, and they're like a big pub chain.
I'm
Well,
thinking,
he turned around to his staff and said, "Go get jobs at Tesco." So when he wants to reopen, I think he's going to have a problem.
I don't think there'll be too many going into them.
No, I don't think people will be going into it either. And same with Richard Branson.
I'm thinking Shock Scraper is an
Government
old
money
dude.
paying staff wages.
Hold on, Johnny. Jimmy was saying something. Say something. What were you saying, Jimmy?
I think Shock Scrapper is a very old dude if he's in this country because we haven't tipped bag boys in 40 years in this country. Seriously.
Yeah.
And to get one of them to bring your bags out to the car, that ain't happening.
We had that when I was a teenager too, and you went.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Way
Yeah,
back.
Tipping over here in Ireland is nothing that's ever done. No one ever tips in Ireland. You don't get the barmen don't get tipped or anything. It's only in America really tips are. You know.
Well, in the restaurants, you tip your waiter, waitress, whatever. But
No, not over here in Ireland.
No, they don't tip nothing.
Because they're on a good wage over here. Like they're talking, some of them might be on 20 quid an hour. Like, so why would they be getting tipped if they're getting 20 quid an hour?
That's true, but over here, people like waitresses used to only make like $3 an hour.
Yeah.
They get paid $3 an hour, so they at least make something. If they,
I
if
know
they're
in
not good or
America
not.
the people that work in the bars and that are very low paid.
Yeah, and and you got to tip, and
Yeah.
and you tip per quality of service. So if they suck, you just throw them a dime.
Yeah.
When he bagged groceries, it was made of mammoth hide. Yeah, right.
Holy shark, you're pretty old. Wow. Yeah, this is here too, man. $4 an hour. And they depended on their tips.
Right, but back in the day when like a full service gas station, you tipped the kid if he checked your oil and washed the window.
Yeah.
But even that's pretty much gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Sure, here in Ireland, a lot of people go over on the J1 visas. Young people, we say, from college students, go over work in the bars in New York and Chicago and places like that. And they go over and they don't get a wage. They just have to live on the tips. That's it, only.
Yeah, we have one self-serve station in this town left, and their price is like about 2 cents a liter more than everybody else. That's how they make their difference to pay the kids working.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, and if the kid's smart enough, hey, check your oil, wash the window.
Nobody does that,
No.
Is it just me, or is Jimmy's frozen?
Jimmy kind of freezes up a bit.
Yeah, I bob in and out.
No, he's back.
That's funny because, like I said, with the shock scrapper there being old, that's how old I am. I worked in a gas station, and we would get tips for checking oil, washing windshields, wiping off headlights. Just mention it when they come in, when they come up, ask want me to check the oil, check the water.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore. That's actually what full service meant.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great to see you, man.
And that's what I tell the wife, because she used to like to do full service gas stations all the time. It's like, if it's full service, you have them. If you're going to pay, you have them check the oil. you know, and throw a quart in if it needs it.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know,
Chop up
Not even-
the wiper wash, stuff like
Yep.
that.
yeah,
They top up your fluids. They check everything.
Yeah.
Used to be
Yeah.
they check your tires. They just had a quick look at them, open the hood, check your oil, check your antifreeze, check your washer fluid.
Yeah.
So the full service, is that your filter and everything?
Yep.
Yeah, full one.
Well, that's what it was. But nowadays, you go to a full service. So I don't even think they have a clue on what are you talking about. you know. And then
Well, I'll be worried if you
loop
start
place.
looking under the hood.
I wanted to change the service on mine, put new spark plugs on it as well.
And we got the quick oil lubes, they call them, but nobody lubes.
right. You don't begin to look
You
under
know?
the hood. You ask, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if I start looking under people's hoods, I start looking for anything that has a bit of gold in it, or I take it out.
I know me
doing, Nick?
it's not working. It's not there.
The full massage parlor. Yeah, that'll get you in jail.
So how long is the weather meant to stay bad over there with you, Jimmy? Is it going to improve?
Oh man, it's not supposed to be like this. This is April weather we're having in May, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, get on with it already. It snowed the other day. It's like that's not supposed to happen.
The whole world's weather system is completely.
Yeah, we're having way better weather than we ever had. In Ireland, it usually rains a lot. We haven't had rain since St. Patrick's Day.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah, it hasn't rained since then.
That was us last summer.
The last week and a half, say like 7 or 8 days, we've had some melting lovely weather.
Yeah. No, we haven't had rain. We haven't had rain for the guts of 6-7 weeks now.
I live right next to a river. Last summer, that thing got so dry it looked like a stream,
Yeah.
brook.
Yeah.
See, your little runoff.
What's it look like
no,
now?
it's a freaking river. It was sad. You could walk across it.
What's it like now?
Huh?
What's it like now?
Oh, it's back to normal. It's back to normal. It took a little while, but it came back.
I remember as a kid, it snowed in July.
Exactly, Ro. Last year,
Well, we know
Northeast
Like
was a
February,
dust bowl.
February.
Was that Johnny?
About January, February, we normally get snow over here.
Yeah.
We had it one year when I was a kid. It was snowing in July.
July, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're in Canada, so that's a little more understandable.
Yeah, that's. Hang on a minute. You're doing a fast one there, KD.
I'm not above you. If you know where Port Huron is, I'm level right across with Port Huron, Michigan. So I'm in the southern part of Ontario.
So if you go back down, it's snowing. You go in front, it's sunny.
Maybe if I go up, it might be nicer.
Yeah, it might be nicer if higher up. That's the one thing I cannot stand is the snow. So I can't.
Justin McIver just said, "I haven't stopped raining here since mid-February. I need to swim to my shed." I've got a little canoe thing you can borrow.
Yeah,
Justin, you must have the Irish weather at the moment. We usually have that sort of weather, but it's not doing that for the last couple of weeks.
Is it potato weather?
You've
Potatoes
seen
will be
my
growing well.
videos, right? You've seen my videos of my property underwater.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
That's not that long ago either.
I don't know.
That,
Well, I have for this house is ants. I have little pain in the ass ants at getting out sometimes. Oh, my electrics aren't working right at the moment. They've had to disconnect part of my link.
Yeah.
I've
What
lost
have
all
you
the
doing?
sockets in the living room and my granddaughter's bedroom.
That's what you get for tapping into the neighbour's electricity.
I was running my workshop off. I went, look, just an extension, chill out.
Yeah.
I thought I was tapping in somewhere.
Yeah, you see, that's what you do when you've done the shed. We know well you tapped into the neighbour's electricity when you've done that shed.
The electrics in the room are tripping out the RCD all the time, so I think I'm going to have some new electrics put in. So for now, part of the link is disconnected. So
Why does it do that?
I've got an
Stop it overloading.
extension running the fish tank, the internet, and the TV in his bedroom.
I have hip waders.
There's a video I shot last August of the river, how low it went. I should have done a follow-up video to show you what it looks like.
Oh, we'll
Not
have to
dry,
look at that. We'll
but
have to
in
look at that video. Yeah.
But in the video, I mentioned where the banks of the water is supposed to be, you know,
Oh,
and you
okay.
can kind of see it.
Hey, Jimmy, you're in trouble now for giving out about Shark Scrapper's age. I think he's coming up to give you a bit of a telling off.
Oh yeah. Oh, like I said, he's old as dirt. So yeah.
Well, he started with a thumbs up, so that's okay.
There's
Hey, Sharky.
younger than me.
How are you, Shark?
I'm doing good, man. How about y'all?
Yeah, it's all good, thank God.
We're on this side of the grass, so that's what counts.
Yeah,
There you go.
Right.
we're the right side up.
So,
So you're coming on to gloat about the good weather you're having. Is that what you're coming on for?
Let's roll.
that's okay. You guys are going to rub it in like big dogs when we have our first hurricane. I know.
Yeah.
Well, I rubbed it into you there a while back, and you said you had a little frost. I offered you my snowblower.
Oh yeah.
So what will the temperatures get up to?
Look, now the sun
there,
comes out.
Clark?
4
What would
o'clock in
your
the
temperatures be?
afternoon, the sun comes out. Well, fuck.
It's got to make an appearance.
Right.
It has to make an appearance.
It's been gray and miserable all day. Like, oh,
It's been 40 here all day, so fine.
So, if Ireland is going through a dry spell, are y'all worried that you won't be as green as you're supposed to be?
We've had plenty of water for last year stored up. The ground was saturated. It's going to be well green. So it's actually turning brown. I was driving by today and I was looking in the fields. A lot of the fields have actually turned brown. It's starting. The grass is drying out. So we'll start to get a few fires if it doesn't soon rain. But it's promised not to rain for this week again. It's promised to be dry all week, but cooler. It'll be not as warm, but it's promised to be dry.
sun shines on my ass, huh? Yeah, I guess so. It's killing me. I'm like, I got 3 hours of daylight left. Should I do something?
I put those mini little greenhouses up today that I got for my dad, and then thought that'll do.
You need a tree. You should have.
I need more space. I think I need the field next door for all the plants I've grown this year.
No, I went and got a pop there, Ro.
Is it too early for beer, Dan?
The bar's not open yet.
Hey, we opened a chip shop near me today. Couldn't believe it.
A what?
A chip shop.
What's that?
My wagon.
Fish and chips, man.
Oh, okay. There you go. Can't beat that.
I
Potatoes.
did say fish and fries.
I don't even eat chips anymore, but when I smelt it, I thought. So I got Tracy and Keena fish and chips.
Right?
Do they wrap the fish still in the newspapers, or is that all gone?
No, that's a definite no. They put a big plastic screen all the way around county. You just got little slots to pay and get your food.
Yeah, that's where most places are going to be like that from now on.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't last long.
I think they're going to keep the screens up though.
Mike has it. Welcome to the chat, man. Another good channel there, guys. If anyone hasn't got him in the
Hey,
scrap
Mike
world.
has it.
Mike has it. What's Mike got? It?
Scrap. He's another scrap.
Yeah, my post office was shut last week, all week, so I don't know what's going on there.
Our post office stayed open all through the lockdown.
Dude,
I think the smaller ones near us.
Our post office is open, but they sure as hell ain't delivering a lot of mail anymore. all those
from the post office.
Yeah, all that scrap, or I should say waste that comes in the mail, the flyers and the the crap you just throw out when you get in the house, none of that's coming anymore.
Keeps Royal Mail going now.
It's too dirty, that's why.
Yeah, they don't want to be handling it.
But a lot of those flyers now, you just look at them online, right?
No,
Yeah,
they still
you
send them, It's
How
just
does that be? Shy.
right. Well, it's all we get a lot of political bullshit in the mail too.
Yeah.
Goes to the
so-
same place that the advertisements go.
Yeah. It's
And they're
like,
shut down unnecessarily to make some crap leaflets.
Well, sure. All we're getting in the mail here is all COVID-19 literature telling us every week it's a different changing a rule or doing something different.
Did you
I've just got an email from school about 2 pages long.
did you notice that when the toilet paper started diminishing, so did the garbage mail?
Rafael, welcome to the chat now.
Hey, Rafael.
Well,
Ladies and gents, great to see you all guys.
KD, I thought my toilet roll were a bit shiny. You're right.
Rafael, how was work today? Busy?
As you see, I'm all covered with the dust. I just put the clean clothes today, and yeah, it's look like 1 week old. Yeah.
Well,
anyway, a lot of cutting in the walls, just some door to set up and other stuff. Yep. Busy as always. But that's
Yeah,
good.
Rafael, so I'm going to get it down to the post office in the morning.
Perfect, buddy.
Return it to where
So,
How long is the wait there, Ro?
Yeah, so Rafael, when I went to collect the e-waste off the book, the new contact, I went to collect it on my own. I was taking the first pallet of stuff apart. Next thing I seen all the laptops, and I go, "Oh no!"
You know what, Irish? I think I get down to the less than 50 laptops in behind me, so I'm on good way to get rid of all of them.
Yeah, well, I had all mine gone. I was no laptops left; they're all gone. And next thing I'm back up to 40.
so you just need a bigger hammer to take care of those laptops.
Oh,
Hey,
stop!
Romantic's got an interesting question for us.
Which
I
one
don't know
is
if
it?
you want to put it up there.
Yeah, it was up.
That one there?
Yeah.
Well, depends if you can wait, man.
Wait, yeah, well,
yeah, but why not wait for the more money?
if you can afford to wait, sit on it.
Right.
If you can afford to wait, but it all depends whether. I know with the way things are now, people's cash flow is a lot tighter, so they have to
Yeah,
take
I was
what's
the
going.
same. If you can wait and you're not in need of money right now, then sure, 150 on plus, it's big difference.
Yeah. Well, I got given out to last week by a subscriber who tuned into the channel for me to talk about the how I get the gold off the wires and what's the best way, and I got distracted and we never talked about it, so I have to mention it tonight. So I have to ask Rafael, what way do you find is the best way of taking the gold from the wires?
From the wires.
Yeah, we'd say the gold from your pins.
No ribbons or that stuff.
Yeah, the ribbon wire or the what you call the gold from, we'd say the Ethernet connections. The little connections on your broadband routers. What way would you do it?
Either way, reverse electroplating. What I not
those guys
really tested yet so well. I did a few attempts, but I didn't do it in the big scale.
Yeah, them boys.
Second best way for me, it is like totally dissolve all the base metals with Kurzman AR, and later on just grab the gold.
Yeah, well, I
for sure.
I plan on doing mine in nitric. I'm gonna do one batch in nitric. I'm just gonna let it sit in nitric for whatever length of time it takes for the base metals to dissolve, and just leave the gold floating, and then I'll put it into the AR.
That will work. That would work. Will work for sure, buddy.
Yeah.
But my suggestion is not to use nitric, because nitric is too expensive for pins.
Yeah, I got nitric at a good price. I know nitric is expensive, but I got, as I said before, I got 72 liters for just over 100 quid, which is about one something a liter.
Yeah, but anyway, you will not use the golden knife to cut the branches at your garden, right? You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
First of all, I will soak it in HCl to get rid of all the tin and so on. As far as I see, it's begin to play with the base metal under, I will just replace it with the new one, or just wait until it's get used totally, and later on I will just dissolve all remains gold foil in Poor Man AR.
So
That
wireless
would-
keyboard.
Johnny disappeared there for a minute. Sure, Shark, have you're just collecting up at the moment. You're not really processing the pins yet. You're just kind of collecting them up.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I'm in
And
stockpile.
Dan, do you do any gold processing at all, or is it just all scrapping you work on? Scrapping.
I'll get them out. That's as far as it goes. I don't know enough about it. So
And what do you do with them? Do you sell them on then, or do you just hold on to them?
I don't get a lot of e-waste to begin with, so I don't get a lot of computer boards. I get TV boards, so there's not much on those, right?
Yeah.
So I don't
Good
have
to
enough. I sell my e-waste. My computer boards are sold as computers, and that's how I get paid for them. 20 cents a pound. That's it, straight across the board.
And,
Okay.
and Jimmy just does a little bit of scrapping. He's not into the e-waste at all.
No, I'm a reuser.
Yeah, he repurposes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
I like-
more of a reuse, but I have scrapped a few little bits recently.
Yeah, Johnny's getting in on the old scrapping game.
You know something? It takes you back to when you were a kid and you're just stripping stuff down and seeing how stuff works. So it's interesting, even if it's just going to,
Yeah, just so you can, when you take something out, you can figure out roughly
Obviously,
how
if
it
you've
works.
got a pile of 40 laptops, it's going to get a bit annoying by the time you get down.
Oh, stop. By the time I get to that last laptop, I will be well sick. But the problem is, he told me in about 2 weeks' time he'll have another rake for me. So
Yeah,
I'll be
that's what's going to happen. You're going to finally get done with that pile, and then you'll get another pile.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
get a lot out of these tablet things.
Well, did you ever
You know,
watch E-Waste? You ever watch
Yeah.
E-Waste, Mike? He
Yeah.
empties that basement and fills it up, and he
Yeah.
spends more energy moving crap around than he does actually getting shit done. You know?
But
So-
I enjoy that.
So Johnny Five, I tell you, those tablets and the iPhones, they are a real booger to try to micro scrap. I just collect them up and sell them to this place we have here in the U.S. called Board Sort, or I'll sell them to my local yard.
Board's worth
Depends
that
on how the prices are going. So if you have a place that you can, because they're just difficult to get into and do anything with.
So there's a question there from Justin asking, does reverse electroplating work on pins or just magnetic? Well, I find it works on all pins.
Yeah, I
haven't
was
had an
about
issue
to
with it
answer that.
working either way.
You know, magneticity of the pins got nothing to do with the plating. As far as gold is conductive and its touch anode and cathode touch the catalyst. No, not catalyst. Wrong word. Those liquids.
Electrolyte.
Electrolyte, exactly.
It's got
What does
electrolytes in it.
it do? Separate the two
Good enough.
elements.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does the opposite of how they put the gold onto it. It'll
I
just
see, yeah.
bring it off it instead. It just reverses it completely.
Yep. I actually do got one anode of the plating machine, and it's look like so as well. Some gold stuck onto it.
Hold on, I'll make that bigger, Raphael. There we go.
Yeah, okay. If the camera will cooperate.
Looks like a
All
gold.
right.
Nice, chunky piece of gold and tiny piece of wire inside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this is like 18 karat gold, and it's weight about 12 grams this piece. So if I get rid of those tiny piece of wire inside, as you can see,
Mhm.
then I will get nice about, I guess, 8, maybe 10 gram of gold.
All
Yeah,
right. What's an ounce of gold look like?
Mount gold.
You know,
Raphael's getting to the point
Yeah,
where
but how
he's-
big? You know?
It will be like 3 times bigger ounce of gold, because this is
Okay.
about 10 grammars ounce. It's about 30 something, 31.
But yeah, no, it's so many ways of getting gold off stuff. There's no right way and there's no wrong way. If you get the gold out, you've done it right.
Yeah.
As far as you end up with something that is cool.
You know?
e-waste.
No, what I mean is, say you're doing it with like the chemicals or the electric plating. Is there any way where you can just do it wrong and destroy the gold?
Oh, you can with the chemicals. If you do something wrong,
You can go wrong, but you cannot destroy the gold.
you can't destroy it. It'll be still in there, but
Always
take
way
them off
to
and
get
to
it
get it back out.
Yeah.
You know, it could cost more to get it out than what it's worth if you do it wrong.
What you doing your chemical ones?
What do you mean? What you do with the chemical ones?
No, I've been watching you doing your chemical
Oh
ones.
yeah. But the bits I'm at the moment is the easy bits where I'm just using hydrochloric acid. That's you can't really go wrong with at all. But it's when you get on to using either nitric or the poor man's nitric that things can go wrong.
Oh, come on. Just because you can kill yourself, what are you worried about?
I'm not worried about killing myself. I'm worried about killing everyone around me.
When I pick up a tool.
If you only kill yourself, it's not too bad. But if you end up killing someone else, would you? That's when the trouble is.
I mean, only me couldn't get myself stabbed it back by a wall. That's how I ended up with naked legs.
Hey, but that's why Ian Matthews stays away from the e-waste, because he would definitely kill himself or kill someone.
Oh my God, no kidding.
Yeah, because he's a danger with a little butter knife.
Yeah, he'll blow up that garage.
You know,
Ian is like the Julia Childs of scrapping, right? You know, and her show, oh, did I cut myself?
Yeah.
I like how a Band-Aid he had on that little cut.
Yeah, I know.
Holy moly, I thought he cut half his finger off.
I thought the bone was hanging out.
Right. Well, you got to have a Band-Aid that big, that way, because you know how sensitive it gets once you cut it, you know, and touch every. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know.
You hit the
guaranteed to hit that cut on the day.
I still remember when he visited actually Irish at that trip. How many bandages he put on himself when he just fall on the stairs somewhere.
Yeah. But he's the only one I ever knew that fell going up ways. You know, didn't even fall going down. He fell going up the way.
Yeah.
But he did not break the scotch.
No, he definitely didn't. I'd say if he broke it, he would have drank it off the pavement.
I'm going to see if this one fires up. I can't remember.
Say again?
Don't knock Benny Hill. Benny Hill was
fires up. I can't remember if it fires up.
Sure.
All these charges.
Well, that's why his channel does so well, Ian's channel, because he's just himself. He's nothing else, and it's what happens. Like, he's not made up. It's just that fall was actually him falling. It wasn't that he made that fall up. He did actually fall.
Yeah.
I ain't got a charge, but it's definitely getting scrapped.
Well, you can scrap that one and then multiply that by 40. You'll feel my pain.
Right.
You know, anyway, you begin to love it or hate it.
That's an i7. That one. That's a pretty good laptop. Samsung.
I told on to the i7.
Still useful.
All right, Mo. We'll catch you later,
Really good
Mo.
laptop.
Catch you later, Mo.
Works perfect.
Thanks for
Later,
having me, Mo. It was good to see
Later,
you.
Mo. Take care of them animals.
Yeah.
And I only use this one to run that big telly behind me.
Okay.
But, no, I see the. Do any of you use drones? Any of you guys use drones at all? No.
No. Ricky
I
does it.
I
I
did
was
try.
thinking about buying the new Mavic Mavic Air 2 because I was going to do some more different type videos for my channel where I'm going to do some traveling around Ireland and showing some stuff from around Ireland, different things. And I was thinking about buying one of them, but I don't know. And then if it breaks, I just scrap it out.
Hey, that'd be good. That'd be good.
You know what? Having a good drone is the one thing. Second thing, it's skill at flying it.
Yeah, well, this one kind of flies itself. It's kind of one of these that anyone can press it. Like, you know, it's one of these you shouldn't be able to crash.
Yeah, I know, but still, I have like one like that, and I still suck at it. You know, I got plenty and trying to learn. I start off from helicopter, and I have it like almost half-meter long helicopter. It was cool toy. I wait, I don't know how many months to weather without the wind to play it. At the end, I went to holiday to my homeland, and certainly there I begin to start it up and play with it. And I play with it 5 minutes. There was in quite distance little forest, and there is one egg wood, you know, oak wood. Sorry, not egg. Oak wood.
I was going to say, what type of tree have you got?
Egg is in Danish. It's oak. Anyway, there was one oak wood, and all rest in the whole forest was pine. Guess which one I hit? And of course, it stayed at the top, right?
Very top, the pine one.
5 minutes of play.
So there's an Australian channel that I watch, Billy B, and he uses drones as part of his channel is all about touring and spots around Australia, and he'll use his drone to get interesting footage for his videos.
Yeah.
Yes, you can use them very well.
Yeah, I used to watch a channel called Eamon and Bex. They're actually Canadian, and they were traveling around Ireland. They were traveling around England and France and Spain and all that. But they use a drone a lot, and they have a very good channel. They live in a van and they're traveling all around. But they had to desert the van in I think it was Morocco and head back during the COVID outbreak to Canada. So they're now building a new van in Canada for their next trips.
No, okay.
Who's that?
Eamon and Beck, they're called.
I watched Van Life, and it's a young guy that's on his own, living in the van, goes up in the mountain with the animals. And he has a drone literally follow him through, so you get to see the scenery that he's driving through.
Yeah.
4-wheel drive van, all set up. He lives in it. And
Plenty of droner friends
pretty cool.
at my channel. Actually, I used to
crap,
be
how's it
quite
going?
often at the Canadian Drone Hub. They are cool guys out there,
Yeah.
and there's plenty channels what visiting them almost every day. And yeah, I did try myself with the drones, but as I said, every time I hit something or crashed before I even start to fly, or when I get into the self-flying, then my batteries already died, so I need to start another one or something like that.
So Pop Crap is
you're paying
popped in.
So I had given my dad a little drone for Christmas one year, and he let one of the nephews play with it. And the nephew wanted to see how high he could get the thing to go. So he managed to get it to go high enough that it lost the signal. And of 40 acres of land, the damn thing fell in my father's swimming pool.
Oh,
Yeah, typical. You know, I get that's a long time ago. One new drone, and I lift off. Of course, there was windy in here, and I got one bucket for collecting water for my plants, just standing under the rain pipe. And guess where I land?
It's almost like they have a sensor, you know.
There was like 30 centimeters bucket, and I got to somehow land in this one.
Right, guys, I have another guy in the basement, so I'm going to have to ask someone to step down if they don't mind, or will.
I like that.
I'll head out
Yeah,
Oh,
Jimmy.
hello.
Yeah.
Perfect. Cheers.
because the wife just got home, so I'll go.
Perfect. I have a man in the basement, so I better bring him up or he'll be given out.
We'll see you, Jimmy.
See you, Jimmy.
So we've Ro in the basement.
What's up?
How do?
Hey, Keith.
How are we gonna see some scrap action?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah, so that's out to you tomorrow, mate.
Sweet,
that
buddy.
brass?
I love it. It's look really nice. It's look like brass.
Yeah.
It is brass, very brass. It's heavy.
Okay.
Very cool. Okay,
It's
well,
our
what do you
national
show us there? I
emblem,
see CPUs. Ooh, that's nice.
Hold on, Ro. I'm going to make it bigger there. Hold on, we'll make Ro bigger and we'll see what he's working on.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice
look at it.
stuff.
Look at that lot.
There's some nice stuff there. His assets. His
Somebody's
HDL.
getting ready to do some serious action.
Wow, you've been working hard there, mate.
He has been working hard. Look how sunny it is as well.
It's got them,
Yeah,
bank
there's nice servers. Sweet.
Oh, yeah, there'll be some nice stuff in those.
Those are for sale.
Okay.
That's
Guess we can sell it.
$1,000.
Ro has been busy.
Yeah, I will be happy if I can sell them.
What's he in there?
Copper
With copper wire.
and radiators leftovers.
Yeah. There's all his aluminum. Or aluminium, as I to call it.
Brass.
And that's his brass. More boards.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Did you put that
About
stuff
24.
to us? That was very nice. of you.
Impressive.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff there.
Hmm.
I've never got a server yet. I've never picked up one of the big servers anywhere. Have you picked any of them up, Raphael?
Yes, sure. I got plenty of them.
I've never got one of them. I wouldn't mind, but we've some of the big data centers here in Ireland. Do you think I'll be able to find some of them?
They are quite heavy. You know, a lot
There's
of
2 or 3 data centers. Facebook has a data center. Someone else has a data center. You know. I think Amazon have a data center here in Ireland. Who else has one? Twitter. Twitter's data centers here in Ireland too, like for Europe.
Okay.
You know. So you think I'd just put my hands on some of them?
Sooner or later.
So, you know, what they might be doing is they may be selling those off at auction through some sort of online auction house. You might look around and see if you have something like that in the area there.
Yeah. Well, I've made another contact with a guy who he looks after all the colleges and all the computers. So every 2 years, all the colleges in Ireland update their computers, and they just dump the old computers. So he's going to
I got a question
make them come my way.
those CPUs and RAM chips. Are you gonna try to sell because they look like totally new, or they are gonna be just scrap?
This is sale. It weighs let's see. Check it right now. Zero that out with it on there so you can see it. 2.2 pounds. That's going to be like times 450. I got this listed for 25 plus ship. They're only $1 a piece on eBay. So.
Not bad.
And what are you going to do with the RAM? Are you selling the RAM as well?
Undecided. I usually take the aluminum off, put that in sheet, and sell the RAM. The board sort is 18 1/4 a pound.
Hmm.
Yep.
Are they big or not?
There's regular ECC server RAM.
No, I think he meant capacity. A gigabyte or 4 gigabytes.
Oh no, they're only 4 gig, but they're server. They still sell on eBay. I have these listed for 100. Just the 4s. These are 8s, and they're 10,600.
And how do you find eBay for your road? Do you find it a good source of selling, or do you find there's a lot of time wasters on it?
eBay's my bread and butter. That's what pays my bills. Generally, I don't have to wait on money from eBay or PayPal. But since this whole virus thing, they've gone from instant pay to holding my funds, and I almost got waiting on them funds this month.
Yeah.
Everybody the same boat.
So you got some new glassware, did you?
Oh, I've had this. I've just never done anything yet with it. That's next. It's coming up soon.
Good. Just be careful with the amount of peroxide you put into it. Don't put too much in at the beginning, because I think I see a peroxide there, don't you?
3-1.
Yeah, that's cool pile. Cool little pile out there.
Amazon. Some of them are 30 to 40 bucks each. Yeah, well, if you get some of the CPUs, some of the collector CPUs, you can get like 30 or 40 quid, maybe 50 quid for some of the CPUs. I seen E-Waste Bin done a video about some of them. A bit like them ceramic ones. Yeah, if you get some of them good ceramic ones, you can sell them fairly good.
Oh yeah, if they have to be perfect though. One pen bent, look crooked. It has to be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
For the collectors.
But you know,
I don't collect anything. I just recycle everything. I'm not like that.
So always gets wrong with it. Always something gets wrong.
Yeah. Do you, Shark? Do you just collect everything up like the CPUs? Do you sell them or do you just keep them?
I have sold some through either eBay or to BoardSort. They have a program where they'll, if it's an i5 or an i7, they'll test it, and if it's still a good CPU, they pay a really good price for it.
All right.
And then from that old computer store that I got the inventory from, I got a number of vintage boards that I have been slowly selling on eBay as either collector's items or for people that are trying to restore vintage computers.
Big Katie Fire.
Because I've got some of them that were new in box, still in the static wrap.
As Mike said there, I only collect cash.
As far I get some vintage nice PCB, I used to screw it to my drawer out there on the wall as a decoration.
Yeah.
Well, I have a personal collection of old CPUs. Every time I find one that is kind of neat looking or is just pretty in its own right, I keep those. I'll keep one just as a collector's item that I don't know what's going to happen with it. The kids will sell it off someday when I'm gone, I guess.
Or you just
I
scrap
missed what call coming in, Raphael. KT Fire. He came in. KT Fire. I missed him coming in.
Yeah, he just come in. And
So
we got a sniper in
he's
the
a young scrapper from England who's doing a fairly good channel there as well, guys. He's into
Bruce, how you doing?
his boards. Bruce.
Estonian Scrapper's in the house. I missed you coming in. I apologize.
Yeah, he's been in a while, Estonia. I was watching one of his videos today, so I was. He's one of his videos out today. He was scrapping out a Cisco router, I think.
Okay, Kite Fire. Sorry, man.
Okay, roll out.
Keyte. So it's Kite Fire.
Yeah, Kite Fire.
Hey, V8 man, how's it going?
V8 man, how things?
Hey, Mark, how you feeling, man?
Welcome, Mark.
Oh, we lost the road, did we?
Good luck.
There he is. V8 man.
Good to see you as always. Oh, sorry.
So, Dan, how long have you been into the scrapping? Have you been at it for donkey's years or did you get into it?
Years, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I started out as dumpster diving
Okay.
when I was a kid.
And what got you onto the YouTube channel? Just decided to do the channel as well then, or?
Actually, to be honest with you, scrapped the cash out of Toronto area of Ontario. I was watching his video and I told him what I was doing. He says, "You got any videos out?" And I said, "No, I've just been watching all you guys because I've been watching everybody and doing my own thing." And he says, "Well, why don't you start putting your videos out?" So that's what I did.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I've just been watching everybody else and just doing my thing quietly in the background, you know?
Yeah, same thing. I was watching the videos and decided to go at it then, do my own channel and do my videos. I find it's good because if like this, you can talk to other scrappers and get different ideas and different ways of doing things. You know, it's a good source of doing maybe more efficient.
But
You know,
I'm kind of lost because I look at all you guys and how you get money for it and how in the U.S. like everybody's payments. Like my shred right now is only worth $50 a ton, if that.
Yeah,
Everybody else seems to be over the $100 a ton already. Like, what the hell's going on here? You know, like that's what I mean. So it's kind of left in the dark here.
you know, like I as I say, I get good advice off people. Like even Raphael there now, he's still hammering me for using the old heat gun, but I'll keep using it to annoy him now.
No, I still will be quiet as far I don't need to pay your electric bill. So
I just tap into the neighbors. I just plug it into the neighbors.
Yeah, Raphael, I'm going to put in like 2 coats of bubble wrap and then some Amazon cardboard. But it's this is heavy duty. This isn't going to break getting dropped. I'm telling you.
you know, I guess
How's it going?
it's look very thick. So I guess even you pack it with the 2 layers of cardboard instead of bubble wrap. That will be better. You know what I mean?
I don't want it shifting about because it could break its way out.
Yeah, thanks. And crank gas pumps.
This is cool.
Really
Cool.
good detail on it, though. The
I love it.
details.
Yeah, it's really nice.
That belongs in its homeland, does that? Irish
Yeah, that's his crest.
Yeah.
This is our national emblem, so
Yeah.
that's why I like it so much.
And what does that national emblem? What is it like? What's it meant to be, or what type of bird is it, or what is it?
It is a white eagle
White eagle. Okay.
with the crown. And as far I get it, I promise then I will make video and explain everyone why this is the symbol and how it's happened and so on. So you're gonna find out.
It feels like
Ali
I've
Mac,
said-
Ali Mac is back in the chat, guys. He's saying hello to everyone.
it's
Welcome,
just
Ali.
mad how it's been in my shed since I moved here.
Hey, Ali.
Yeah, that's wait a long time.
So
Well, it's good up to you right now, Raphael.
did you see
Sweet, buddy. Thank you very
he's
much.
out of the hospital now?
Say that again, Shark.
Mark, V8 man, he's out of the hospital and back home.
That's good to hear.
Perfect. Great news.
Can
Oh,
you
that's great to hear.
read the address again to my email, Raphael, just in case I can't find it?
Yeah, sure, no worry. Yeah, I will do it in 2 minutes.
No rush. No rush.
So, Raphael, have you a video coming out tomorrow for us?
Yeah,
Good man.
it's gonna come out. It's gonna be another testing of the IC Crusher.
Oh yes, I'm looking forward to that.
Hey,
Oh,
And I bet
yeah.
Charles Crapper will like that because I will cover the IDE plugs. in it.
Raphael,
So,
turn it up. Turn it up. Get jammy.
Jam it in.
Scrapping Irish Kite Fire wants the link.
I put it in there a second ago, did I not? I thought I put it in. All right, I'll do
Yeah,
it again. I'll put it in again.
Hey, Johnny Five, just like making sausage, shove those pins down inside that thing.
Oh my God, Ian Matthews is in the chat there as well.
Bounce on the bounce, say it, big kid.
I already said hi to him.
now we're in trouble.
We talk about the old guy and he shows up. His ears.
I know. Good job he wasn't in earlier when we were talking about him. Don't tell him what we're talking about. He'll have to watch the video to find out now, you see.
Yep.
Yeah.
That keep him busy.
It's all right, Ian. We were just talking about boot care homes.
So, Ian, we were talking about people that put bandages on their fingers that are 5 times too big just because they want to get sympathy while they're up on the YouTube channel.
The link is from StreamYard Kite Fire for you to come up on the stream here.
Yeah, if anyone wants to come up, the link is there. You just click on that and it lets you come up. You just use your or use your phone or use your laptop.
Ooh, Parkness just gave a little hammer down there.
I'll pop out now anyway. Thanks for having me on, Scrapping Irish.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. That's for Ian Matthews giving out to him.
Catch you all later. I'll be in the chat anyway.
No, but you don't have to pop down. It's up to yourself. There's no one waiting to come up or anything.
Well, she ain't gone to sleep yet. She's doing
All right,
that.
okay, fire ahead. Whatever you want to do. We won't hold it against you.
I'll go do an explosive TikTok.
Yeah, do a few TikToks.
I'll catch you later.
All right.
There is. Okay, all done.
All done now. We're back to 4 scrappers. So Kite Fire there was his channel. He done a video last week and his video views. I think he got 800 subscribers from the video and something like, I don't know, 14,000 views from the one video. And he lost out of them 800. I think he lost 400 overnight. So it was a bit of a downer for him. So he was wondering why. Did anyone else have that issue ever?
But how he earned at the one video 800?
He doesn't know because I asked him like did he share it out on some or did he get someone to share it out? He said no, it just took off. The video took off for him.
Okay.
And but he lost the 800. He got the 800. I think he lost the 800. He got them back again. Then he lost 400 of them. So I don't know.
That must be some luck, maybe.
I've heard some talk about that YouTube will occasionally scrub your channel for bots.
Yeah.
But 400, that just seems like an awful lot.
Well, that's what I said to him first. I said, think was it bots, like, but because that he got 800, but it'd be unusual to get 800 bots on one video, like.
Yeah.
You know. But hopefully he gets them all.
For a scrapper to get 800 subscribers in one video, oh my God, what was he scrapping?
Yeah, like he went from 400 or 600 to 1400 subscribers, like, you know.
Wow.
So hopefully he gets them back.
Yeah,
I got some
he's
food
got
last
46
Saturday, and I didn't earn so many.
And I see Recycle Dude, or the dude lost his monetization as well.
No, yeah, but
Oh yeah, that was
just get rid of all his
thing
videos.
there.
Yeah, he was getting warnings, I think, about copyright, he was saying, and then he deleted off some of the videos that had the copyright issue and lost all the watch hours.
Not some of the video, all of the videos.
All of the videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tightwire, what kind of walkie-talkies are those? He's going to send them to you. They're scrapping, Iris.
Yeah, I've seen that there, actually.
I kinda wonder what kind they
reply
are.
back to that.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I lost 5 subscribers during the week, but I got the 5 of them back bit by bit again. I got 2 back and 1 back, so I ended up getting back the same subscribers I lost. But because I know they were doing a bit of a purge,
Be right back.
YouTube were doing a bit of a purge, getting rid of a few, looking for bots and stuff like that. But I got 5 of my channels disappeared, but the subscribers, but they came back again then. But usually after I do a live, I lose 2 subscribers every live, so I'll have lost 2 tonight.
So Ian said that Recycle Dude got his subs back again.
Well, that was the first time there, about a year ago or 2 years ago. Overnight, every one of his subscribers went, and he lost 2,000 subscribers, but they came back again within, I think, a couple of days. He got them back.
Oh, okay. All right. So Ian's not talking about what happened just this last week.
No, I think that was about a year ago, I'd say. I think.
yeah, that was quite some time ago.
Yeah. Yeah. But sometimes YouTube can be very frustrating. Like you look at your subscribers one day, and then you look at them again, and you're thinking, like, you know, where do they all go and stuff like that. So at the end, now I've just given up looking at the subscribers. Whatever, if I lose them, I lose them. If I gain them, I gain them. You know, because there's no point worrying about it at this stage.
No, Ian, it's not going to be Scrappy McBoat Scrapper. It's going to be Twisted Tina. Come on.
It'd be Tina the Scrap Terminator.
If anyone doesn't know what that is Tina is Ali's wife, and she's looking for a name for her channel. So we're all waiting to see what she's going to change her channel name to.
Well, and she's taking nominations. If you go to her video and drop the name in there, she's going to put them all in a bucket and pick one.
Yeah, Ali, have I left? Let me just see. No, I don't. Let me make Ali a moderator, and he can put her link in the channel.
Yeah, there you go. And everybody can send in Twisted Tina.
No, Ali, I've meant just write something there. I want to make sure that you're a moderator now. We'll wait and see.
Oh, it's got to be something with scrapping in it. Tina turned her.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I wonder if she'd get in trouble for that.
Yeah, so Ali, you can put Tina's link in there if you want. But yeah, so the scrapper community is getting bigger.
True.
Yeah. How long have you been doing YouTube for, Raphael?
About 1.5, 2 years, something like that.
All right, yeah. So you're fairly new to the YouTube as well.
Yeah, I was try myself at about 2012, but after 1 week, I just forget about that.
Yeah, I know. It's just I've noticed an awful lot of more scrappers coming on in the last year or so doing YouTube. There seems to be a lot more scrappers doing YouTube channels now. Because I remember when I started watching them first, there was only really Moose, Scrapper, and
Yeah, there was
Finn,
4 guys at
and
max.
there was Mike the Scrapper, and I think that was it.
Yeah, basically. I watched them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch them all. There was this other guy, this Southern guy, Foos or Moose or something like that. He was always an interesting character. He scrapped a CRT monitor with a 45 caliber pistol one time, I think. Yeah.
One way of doing it.
Hey, there was one near you too there, Shark. It was a female called Scrapperella.
Oh yeah, I remember Scrapperella. Yeah.
She kind of gave it up. The channel's still floating there. It's all because her and the hubby split. So
Oh, I see.
any video that had him included with it, she scrapped. Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
worth a watch.
There was plenty channel like that. There was Scrapper Gear and something like that as well.
Gil Skills. His channel. There was Gil. He has 2 channels now, Gil.
No, I mean Scrapper Girl.
All right. Oh, Scrapper Girl. Yeah, Scrapper Girl. Yeah.
Yeah, Scrapper Girl. Yep. I
Now,
remember
that Canadian one out of Toronto, that was just a makeup because she had 3 people controlling her what she did.
Yeah, there was, wasn't there? That was part of a group thing.
Hey,
She was in a group one, was it? There was something there that there was other people doing it.
Scrapper Girl was out of Ontario near Toronto there, and it was she had 3 guys: a director, a videographer, and one that made up the show, and she was just more or less like the host.
Yeah, but did she get sick or something?
She had no clue on what the hell she was doing.
No, but did she get sick or something? Something happened to her, didn't it?
I have no idea what happened to her.
Yeah, I think she got sick.
Weird.
So, Dan, you're saying that she was the eye candy like we are in our channels?
Yeah. He didn't do anything but except try to take Scrap apart, and the channel was edited so much, like, why even bother, you know?
Yeah, it didn't show the real difficulties of taking stuff apart.
didn't
Like,
do anything.
yeah, you know when you're taking
It was
40
fun.
laptops apart and your frustration builds up, it doesn't show that.
Yeah, she picked up an appliance from a customer, and it was heavier than she could handle with her hand cart. So she had one of the crew help her, and I think he was a lot weaker than she was. Like, Jesus Christ, just walk away.
Gemma, Journey Grace, thanks for dropping in, Gemma. Another good YouTuber.
Great to see you, Gemma.
Yeah, so even Matthew saying that she did get sick. I heard something all right. That Scrapper Girls, she got some illness or something serious like.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear anything. So
Yeah.
no, I'll be right back. I'll let the puppy in.
Yeah. But,
So, speaking of scrappers that have gotten ill, I don't know how many of you know Marty, Steel Scrap Kingdom.
Yeah.
His wife was tested positive and was put in quarantine. I think one of his daughters was, and then he did a live stream this morning. They've got him in quarantine as well.
yeah, I was on Gil's live today, and he put up a link. They're doing a GoFundMe page there, so I done a quick donation to it, like help him out a bit, but not much. But I say whatever I could give, I give. But yeah, it's tough, isn't it? You know.
What's that?
Talking about
Scrap Kingdom.
Hey,
I'll let Shark tell you the story again.
Marty, Steel Scrap Kingdom, is in quarantine.
oh,
Yeah.
he just got out of the motel there. He was spending. Somebody set him up in a motel, eh?
Yeah, true. I see that was at his page. Yeah, he's in the hotel. He doesn't sleep in his van anymore. So he got nice bed and food as well.
Yeah,
So,
he was live
set it
this morning. That's right. I was watching him about 8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, as well. I just realized about him at the Gills today, and yeah, I just gave my time.
Well, you said there was a fundraiser for him or something?
Yeah, there's a GoFundMe page there. Gil Skills has put it up on.
No, I don't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah. Gil, I only found out because I checked into
Yeah, he's
Gil's
trying to raise
live
like
today.
about 1,500 and just send it to him for his, bills and so on.
Yeah.
But right now it's like about 190, if I remember right.
Yeah, he can't work at the moment. He can't go into where he worked into his yard or something, so he can't get access to his materials or do any scrapping.
Well, he can still do curbside and head straight to the scrapyard.
Oh, he cannot. He cannot.
No.
He's locked down at this motel.
His
He cannot
doctor put him in quarantine.
Yeah. So he cannot even visit his compound and just scrap out there.
Because he's leaving the motel this morning.
Yeah, so I did understand during his live stream this morning, he said he was tested and his doctor called him and said that he should go in quarantine. But I didn't understand if that meant he tested positive or if his doctor was just being safe.
I think your doctor was just being safe. I don't think he tested positive yet. I don't think the results are back or anything yet. I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay. So that means so far we've had Mark and Marty that we know are scrappers that came down with it.
Yeah. That came down with it, yeah. As I say, I don't know too many more people that have got it. So I don't, thank God. But I'd say now that the lockdown is finishing and we're kind of be back out into the lot more people, then you'll probably hear more people getting it again. So Ian is saying that he's back to sleeping in his car again.
Well, that's what I said. He checked out of the motel this morning. During his live, that's what he said he was doing. So that's why I mean, like, he's back to his front yard there, sleeping in the car. He's going to get a DUI for that if he leaves the keys in the ignition, because they can charge you for that, eh?
Well, he said that, but now, here in Florida, of course, our laws are different than they are up where he's at. But here, a cop can't give you a DUI just because you're sleeping in your car unless they have another reason, like they can smell alcohol or they give you a sobriety test or something.
Over here, if the keys are in the ignition and you're sleeping in the car, it's considered a DUI.
Huh, interesting.
Can I put the link for this collection?
Yeah.
Okay, there it is. There is so far 190 and 10 donation on it.
So that's what Raphael has put up there. That's the GoFundMe page for anyone that wants to.
See you later,
help him
Ro.
out.
Finish your video.
All right, Romantic. We'll see you later. Looking forward to the video, man.
Yeah.
Take care, Ro.
So as Mark was saying there, it's not a nice thing to have, guys. The COVID. So as I say, it's something that I haven't got, thank God, yet. You know.
Yeah, I just hope I never will be in a situation when someone put out the link with GoFundMe for me. That will be good if that's never happened.
Yeah.
So how do you donate to that?
I think you just click on that link, it brings you to the page, and you can just do a donation there then. And it goes, I think it's Gil Skills is running it for him.
You throw your credit card at him, or what do you do?
Yeah, the credit card details. Yeah. Watchcall just sent me a few photos there of them walkie-talkies and stuff that he's going to donate to me.
Are they whole walkie-talkies or just stripped?
The old walkie-talkies. They're stripped out a bit, I think, looking at the photos here. No, they're Wi-Fi cards. And what is he up here? Yeah, they're just they're stripped out. He's got a good bunch of them there, so he has. Yeah, just looking, he just sent me on a photo of them there. But that's the Pop Scrap is another scrapper that I swap stuff with now. That he's going to take all the old cases and all the aluminium and the power supplies out of the PCs, and he's going to give me all his old boards for the gold recovery. So it's win-win, because I don't do that much on the copper or the aluminium. I stick to more the gold, and he sticks to the thing. So he'll swap the boards for the cases and stuff off me. So it's a win-win. So when Roe was down as well, a few people helped him out, he's saying there. Yeah.
Look at that. 20 watching and 22 thumbs up.
Yeah, that's the good thing about this community, I think, is we kind of all help each other out. If there's anyone stuck for something, we try and help each other out.
I have to admit, I'm a little bit disappointed. You haven't received your Australian thumbs up yet.
I'm sure someone will do it now.
No worries.
I'll do it myself in a minute.
Wait until I woke up, so.
The Australian thumbs up.
That one backwards.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I do look there at Carry On Jeff and John. He does a cooking show, and within 30 seconds of him going live, someone has thumbed him down straight away. Before he's even started, like, just as soon as he switches on his live, someone hits it without even watching, just for the sake of it.
Well, that happened a week or two ago with Dusty Blonde. She got 8.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and boy, Snobby was PO'd. Man, he was spun up.
Yeah, but you see, if they know that it annoys you, they're going to do it. Like, if they give me thumbs down, they give me thumbs down. I don't really, as I say, same with the subscribers. At the beginning, I was worried about. I used to get, why am I getting this? Why am I losing subscribers? Look, then at the end of the day, I said, I'm not relying on YouTube as an income source. I'm just doing it for the bit of fun, and that I work full time. I do, as I say, I have a full time job, so it's not going to be my income, or it's not I'm not trying to build it into a source of income. I'm just doing it more for being able to talk to the likes of you guys and show what I'm doing myself. But I think Snobby's kind of trying to build it as an income source for him. So then it would affect you a bit more. But me, if they give me 100 thumbs down and 1 thumbs up, I couldn't care less.
I think I get like 2 or 3 times the stream when I really get like a bunch of trolls attacking and spamming the chat. The whole chat was totally almost crashed, and it's come like, I guess it was about 16, 17, up to 20 thumbs down. Of course, the rated of the self stream goes down right away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got plenty mods at the chat and plenty good peeps, and they just close that down, report and remove, but they keep coming back all the time. But after some time, it went through. They just get tired. There was just too many mods.
Yeah.
They go pick on somebody else.
Yeah, no, it's just let if they know they affect you and they know they're getting to you, they'll keep at it, and that's why I think there is someone who has it in for Snobby. I'm not sure why or whatever, because I find him a good guy and all that, and they seem to be, we're trying to antagonize him or get to him, and the last day he reacted a bit because they were giving the thumbs down. So it's like adding fuel to the fire. If they see you reacting and getting worked up over it, they'll just keep at it.
Yep.
As far there's many peeps, as far they seeing someone getting a little bit more successful than they are, they just cannot handle that. Instead of being happy of his success, or something like that, they just stop from the backside.
What were you going to say, Dan?
I said they're just trying to get under his skin, and it worked.
Yeah. Well, as I say in life, there's always going to be a channel that's going to be doing better than you. There's always going to be a channel that's going to be doing less than you, and there'll be channels that are doing much the same as you. Mm-hmm. So it's like in life. There's always going to be someone who's going to have more money than you. There's always going to be someone who's might have the better car, that might have a better house, and if you let them little things get to you, you don't live your life. You can't spend someone else's money, or you can't take someone else's watch time, or you can't take someone else's subscribers. So you just don't worry about that. You don't try and put their channel down just because they were doing better than you. You know.
Yeah, as far as you set your bed, that's while you sleep, right?
Yeah.
Easy.
Unless the neighbors out, and then I might visit the wife.
Is it the neighbor's wife?
Yes. Joking in case the neighbors are watching. If I hear a knock on the door in a minute.
Well, and I think also there's also this little the sense that I get is that you really haven't made it as a creator until you get some thumbs down.
Yeah.
You know, because you haven't been noticed enough yet until you start getting those thumbs down. So
Yeah. But as Kite Fire said there, even better bring some views to my channel, so it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, but if you got light skin, it'll pick you right up and throw you down, and then that's the problem. You can't let it go.
Poor Eileen had a bit of an issue with the old GoFundMe. Wouldn't be like Ian have issues with technology, would it?
now, Ian, were you using your credit card or somebody else's?
Oh, it's definitely someone else's. It wasn't his credit card. When you stop, what are you on about? He just he's trying to get Snobby or one of them to do his posting for him. So he is. He just wait for Johnny Five to come around to visit him before he gives Johnny the stuff to go deliver, and then. But yeah, so as in the old thumbs down, yeah, you haven't met it as a channel until you start getting the thumbs down.
They're probably warm.
Ian is back to work these days, so my watch hours will go up again because he'll be able to play my channel. I didn't get all the watch hours last week because he was off.
So my first wife, one time I noticed that her credit card had been used so much that the numbers were worn out.
Yeah, if you wear the numbers out, it's definitely getting too much use.
Well, of course, let's go back to me being a geezer. You know, that was back when they had that machine that you used to,
slide it through, yeah.
With the carbon.
Yeah. Take a copy of the card.
Yeah. Come on, Dan, you remember those days, don't you?
One of my cards, at the beginning got a golden chip on it. After some time, it's all those gold layer disappears.
Did you take?
Poor Eileen got a rake of thumbs down there on his last video. He said.
Do I get what?
No, Ian got a rake of thumbs down on his last video.
Okay.
So he did. He said it's either because it was shit or it was too long.
We're not telling.
Let's have a vote. Which one is it, lads?
We're not telling.
But see, that's the mark of a true gentleman, because he's willing to say it could be my content was crap. I may have deserved that thumb down.
Yeah. But I don't think Ian gives a shit either.
No, another drink. Wash it down.
Yeah.
So, Raphael, I was asking, did the gold get taken off of your credit card by you on purpose, or did it just wear out?
No, if I take it in purpose, then I will be happy of that. It just went out.
Hey, order. How's it going?
Scrap everything.
Welcome.
SHTF. It also means something else. You go on a channel called Prepper Nurse 1. SHTF means when shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yep, scrap everything.
Oh yeah, you see, he was being sarcastic.
Oh yeah, that was at the beginning of the
Yeah.
video. Was thinking about the later on as he play with those testing transformers or yeah.
My apologies, Ian.
For what? Giving him a thumbs down?
Yeah.
I did do that on purpose. SHTF.
But so what scrapper video are you bringing out next Shark? What have you got coming out?
So I've been editing a street scrap that I just did.
And Dan, what have you coming out?
I got nothing coming out yet.
Nothing. I have one coming out. I'm just on Thursday. I'm just showing what I've ready for my next few videos coming up. Sort of the stuff I'm going to be doing next. That's what I have coming out, and a bit I'm showing what I got off that first pickup of e-waste I got off that new contact. So that's my one, and Raphael is going doing his one I'm looking forward to see how he gets on with this new machine.
And see, Dan, that's why you should not drop 2 or 3 video at the one day. Then you will have a video for send right now.
Day in my videos. That's one thing that kind of annoys me when I watch some scrappers put up video or anybody. You don't know what day it is, and it turns out that was like 3 weeks ago. What happened in between? That's why I like to have it.
Yours like a continuation of the day.
Yeah. Well, no, I just like to have it consistent. Like I've asked most of you guys, when you do a video, would you at least say what day it is? Then I know, okay, that's like 3 days ago. Or I've missed you, you know, like I can't get everybody all on the same day. So then I know what day I've caught you on, and then I can comment properly.
Well, so Dan, what difference does it make what day nothing happens?
No, I just see when my video is you know what day it happens.
What the positive was, you know, Dan, if the story on the video is continually I got those IC Crusher part 1, part 2, part 3, and so on. So what the difference if you watch it at Monday first, at next Monday the second part, and
when my notifications come up, it's not going to tell me about your first 2. You know what I mean? It notifies you when your latest video came up, right?
Yeah.
I like to see the whole story. I don't want to catch just the ending, and then I'm totally lost in what the hell did I do?
He wants to see part 1 and 2.
You know, buddy, as far as you see the title, part 3, so that's right away tell you that is part 2 and part 1.
It's not always in there.
It's always in mine.
You're not getting what I mean. See, I don't edit, so you know my video's raw as hell, and it's the day I generally make it is the day it comes out.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I do my videos during the week, and then I'll release it every Thursday is my plan. Raphael usually does his every Tuesday. And Shark, I think you do whatever day you feel like it.
Saturday and Wednesday.
Saturday and Wednesday. There you go. That's his video days. Ralph Morrick is in the chat. Good to see you, Ralph. It's getting a bit dark in this room. I'm going to turn on my light. Oh, little light.
Sometimes the end is the best part. Yeah, but you like to know what's going on.
But yeah, no, as soon as I say Ralph is in the chat, you know well where he's going to be next. He's going to be in the basement. He's going to be in the basement next, and you know well where he's going to end up then on the panel.
There you go.
While eating.
While
eating pizza.
You didn't bring out any.
Welcome, buddy.
Hello.
So, have you a video coming out this week, Ralph?
I have some stuff to edit, and I might have something ready by this weekend. I might.
Yeah.
Not sure if it's going to be either a scrapping or dumpster diving or another mail call video.
I recently did a mail call video, so it's probably
did,
going to
did
be dumpster diving, I think.
Yeah, your last one was a mail call, was it? No, the one before that was.
Yeah, the last one was the tools I made,
Yeah.
and the one before that was Alimax mail call.
Yeah.
Hello, scrapping, hoarding, tinkering fun.
What did Ian just say there? Sometimes I put the end in the middle, but then again, I'm a crap editor.
Yeah, I've noticed that with a video as well, that I need to have the ending segment somewhere in the middle. That's actually something I recorded later, and I just went with the dates and the times of the clips and edited together as one video. But that part actually should be somewhere towards the end, but not at the end.
Yeah, and Scrapping Hoarding, he puts his videos out. He live streams on a Monday, the same as me, and Thursday. So he does 2 lives on a Monday and a Thursday.
I like this logo with the letters. You can
it's good,
cast
isn't it?
that on a coin. That's cool.
Yeah, that's a good little logo. Yes.
Yeah, I think he does casting as well.
I think he's gone now. We missed him before a chance to ask him what time does he do his lives at.
As far as I've come out with the snacks, so I'm gonna come out with the little beer.
Oh, got a beer on a work night.
Yeah, one beer never kill no one.
On a school day.
Unless you drop it from really high and it lands on someone's head.
Yeah, then it might kill them.
So you're sitting on your balcony having one beer and never killed anyone, and then you put it somewhere and you knock it over, and then someone's going there walking their dog, dead.
So, Shark Scrapper, how do you find board sorts? How do you find dealing with board sorts? Because we don't have a board sort here in Ireland or anything like that. But do you find a good way of selling your boards and stuff like that all the time? Yeah.
So it depends on the quality of the board. So usually for the higher end boards, it makes more sense for me to ship it off to Board Sort because they differentiate the higher quality boards from the other boards. My local yard only does low, medium, high, and their prices aren't that great. So I can, with things like telecom boards and higher end motherboards and things like that, even after I pay for the shipping, I can make more money if I ship it off to Board Sort and sell it.
They're in Ohio, is it, or where are they?
Yeah, they're in Ohio.
Yeah. But no, we've no sort of board sort here, and even the yard here, the scrap yards won't take the computer boards. They'll only give you just normal shred price for them. That's it.
Oh, okay.
So that's the reason I depopulate them completely and take everything off them.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense what you're doing under those circumstances. Absolutely.
Paul is asking me there about a channel, another Irish scrapping channel that used to be on the go there, Flippin' Irish. They had a baby, and then they're a very good channel. They were building it up nicely. They were doing a lot of. He just got a van for going around collecting stuff and that. I sent him an email there before. Let me see. It was around September time, Paul, and he said he was going back doing the videos, but it never. I haven't seen any videos yet, so I might drop him another email and see if everything's okay with them, because then they had a good channel there, but his wife or his partner had a baby, and I suppose that took up a bit more time than he thought it was going to do. So YouTube might have to be put on the back burner for a while.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
but they get really nice there.
The demands of new parenting slow them down.
Yeah.
So Scrapping Irish, I even did a video a while back where, because I had so many of identical boards, I was able to put together a package of identical weight and ship it off to Board Sort and take the exact same weight of the exact same boards to my yard and do a apples to apples comparison of which one I made more money at. And in that case, I even included the mileage for me to drive back and forth from the yard. And it turned out that that in that case, board sort was the better option for me.
Okay.
With the lower quality boards, it's not it's not worth it, and I just take them to the yard.
Yeah. But because if there was a board sort here, like or type of board sort, would be great, because some of the boards like that, you might get more value by sending to them than scrapping them out fully. You see, that's the only thing, because it's just one of them things. And Raphael, how do you do with your boards? Do you sell some of them on, or do you scrap them fully?
I just keeping for myself only the goodies, really good stuff. All other, I just sell it off. Grade, high grade, and low grade. I just sell off like motherboards. I don't even bother to touch motherboards. I got good price for them, so why to bother, right?
Yeah.
As far I find some really goodies, like last time I found those thingies.
Gold.
This I definitely keep for myself.
Yeah.
Gold.
Hey, Mark, man, take care, man. Keep getting strong and better, buddy.
Yeah. And myself and Raphael are trying to find out where Ian's big load of boards are hidden. Once we find that out, they're gone, Ian.
Yeah.
We have to find out Ian's little secret location.
True.
He's got some nice looking boards in there.
But we don't know where he has it.
Yeah. We'll eventually figure it out.
But from the other side, I like to sell all this lower grade board, because you see the amounts what I bringing home.
Yeah.
If I gonna process it myself, that's gonna overbuild me. That will be too much. So yeah, I just keep the goodies for myself, and all the rest I just sell.
So Ian's taking advantage of the old guy's shed.
Yeah. Someone's phone is ringing.
If you heard that, that was my phone ringing. Sorry.
Yeah, with us.
But we don't mind as long as it wasn't someone going giving out to you. Spending too long on YouTube. That's the only thing about YouTube. You'd lose hours and hours and hours, and then you go, oh my god. Like today was my day off, and I said I'm going to get up early. I'm going up, and I'm going to start taking all these laptops apart, and I'm going to start doing this and that. And then I turned on YouTube, and I lied in the bed for about 3 hours watching YouTube videos this morning.
Not even touch the laptops.
Didn't even touch the laptops.
I get myself like little tiny rules. So every time when I come here after work and so on, for start, I at least take one laptop down. And I did that like 3 days.
Yeah, that's my plan anymore. I said before I switch on the TV or I turn on the laptop, I'm going to do 2 laptops, take them apart, and that's it. But we'll see, will I stick to it from tomorrow onwards? I don't know.
You know what? Just make one at the day.
Well, I said if I do 2, that means I'll have all the laptops done in 20 days.
If you do 2, then next day you will think, okay, I did 2 yesterday, so today I'm free.
Yeah.
So then, of course, I run into the problem that today I had planned to go to the post office because I had to get one of those silver coins shipped off to one of the winners, and I had some stickers to send out. And I'm coming back from the post office, and I drove by a great big pile of scrap, and so that shot my day.
Yeah. It's very hard to drive by and not be looking left and right when you're driving by to see if anyone's left anything out.
Oh, it's constant. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's like here in Ireland, there doesn't be much stuff left out because everyone has a collection. Their stuff is collected by the councils or the private bin collectors, and they don't leave anything outside. Everything is just put in the bins. It's put out on a Sunday night, and it's picked up by 5 o'clock in the morning and stuff like that. So you never find anything unless you ask people.
You know, sometimes I just skip the tour to the scrapyard because I know when I went there and I see something, then I will be obligated to take it off.
yeah.
Man, I tell you what, Rafael, I'm glad my scrapyard doesn't allow that because, geez, I'd never get out of there empty.
Yeah, you'd be bringing more home than you're getting rid of.
You know, sometimes I just ask the guy who owns it when I stand in front of the big box of circuitry or something like that, or PCs. I just tell to him, you know what, bring me another empty one, I will sort it for you. And he does that. So I just take what I want and the rest just drop him to another box. And yeah, I end up like 300, 400, 500 kilos of e-waste.
I think Ian wants you to do a video there so you can learn how to send out stickers. Ian doesn't know how it works. He needs a video to show him how to send out stickers.
You know what, Ian? Just for you, I'll even play it in slow motion.
But I think they teach us that stuff in elementary. When you take the envelope, drop something inside, then you put the address on it, stick the stamp.
That's not the hard bit. It's the paying the money for the stamp that gets them.
He gets tons of stamps. Ian gets tons of stamps.
It's when he takes that money out of his pocket and he hands it over for a stamp. That's when it begins to hurt him.
You know, I got to tell you, Rafael, when you first, the first time I heard you talk about going to the scrapyard to get scrap, I was thinking to myself, well, that sounds like a self-licking ice cream cone. You know, scrap from the scrapyard.
But sometimes it can overload you, you know.
Yeah, he goes with a just some stuff in the back of the car, and then he comes home with a trailer full of stuff.
True. Yeah, correct. That's happened. But when you see goodies like those relays, what I get last time, you cannot just leave it. I leave that.
No. Yeah. If I was allowed to take stuff back from the scrapyard, I'd be down there every day. So every day.
You know, I did it. I was doing that almost every day, as far I reached then until they closed. But yeah, right now I just stop a little bit because it's getting a little bit too much, you know.
Yeah.
So Dan, how long do you think it's going to take you to get through everything that you collected over your last 5 bulk days?
A week. I got what was it, about 8 dishwashers to strip, about 5 washers and dryers. Yeah, I didn't get a whole lot, so the bulk week was canceled again. Normally that's what I get in almost 2 nights.
Yeah.
I was driving by, there's a hospital near me, and I was driving by today, and I seen in their yard they have something like about 40 washing machines and dryers and fridges all waiting there. The thing I was thinking, if I was into that, I'd have them all gone now.
Yep, they probably
If I work like
out of them.
Yeah.
If I work like Dan, that will be no big deal to get rid of all that stuff because it's very easy to scrap and so on. But you know, as far as I bring so many PCs and so on, then some of them they are quite nice. Some of them I want to keep. Some of them I wanna do video on, and yeah, I ended up with the full garage of.
Yeah, it's like today when I went taking that stuff, I went taking the computers apart that I got. And initially I came across one. I said, "Oh, that'll be one I'll keep now for doing a video on. That looks interesting." And then I was taking it, and I said, "Oh, I'll keep that one as well for a video. Oh, I'll keep that one for a video." So then I scrapped out about 10, and I have about 10 kept for videos, and I have to go back and start scrapping more.
True.
Well, and I usually don't pick up appliances simply because I don't have the space here at the house to let them sit until I get to work on them. So I need to process them right away and get them to the yard that day because I just don't have the space for them to sit around. But I tell you, the last 2 dryers I brought back, they were like freaking slot machines with coins falling out of them.
Sure.
Wow.
Ralph has the best job because he can actually pick the nice parts out of the machines and
Yeah,
leave the rest.
I got 2 more dishwasher motors today,
There you go.
and a dishwasher control board, and a panel for that has the buttons. This is not that interesting because it's just a small board with some clicky buttons. This has those relays in it that have like the copper spools, has a couple of those M&Ms on there. Yeah. Oh, and silver-plated contact pins.
Cool.
Yeah.
So he
Not bad.
can pick out the good stuff, you know.
Good night, Ollie.
Ali's pulling out there. He's
Later on, Ali.
Hey, Panis Gold.
I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, as Ian said, I'm preaching to the converted. he knows that all us scrappers, we can't leave stuff. We always have to be tinkering at it or putting it aside for a video or whatever.
I had to leave a big machine on the side of the road this morning when I went to donate blood because the wife wouldn't allow it in the car.
It's a good thing I don't have that problem.
Yeah, no wife to tell you what to do.
Exactly.
Her car is new, and no, we're not going to put anything in it. But she would have came home with me.
Yeah, I'd say you were very upset all the way home thinking about it.
A little bit.
Yeah, you're still upset. You're still thinking about it.
Yep. I'm still thinking about going to get it because there's no bulk pickup, so it's probably still there.
Yeah, I was wondering that. Well, why didn't you just go get it after you got back?
I'm fighting the cost of the gas to go there and get it and find out if I'm not there anymore. It's on the other side of town. So,
you know, guys, those devices what I take last time at the stream, I was actually planned to make video out of it because I somehow I got a feeling that will be something good inside, but I didn't know it will be so much. But anyway, as far the streams is more successful than videos, so I just grab it to the stream. Why not?
Paul is asking me there, what's the going price for a ton of scrap in Ireland? It depends on the type of scrap, Paul. If you're talking just steel, you're probably talking, I think at the moment, about 60 quid a ton. If it's copper and aluminium, then you get a lot more for it per ton. But if it's just steel, at the moment the prices are very, very low. It's only about 60 quid.
call your local scrapyard.
Yeah. It depends on what part of the country you're in, because we'd say even here in Ireland, like I have a scrapyard which is about half an hour away from me, and I have a scrapyard which is an hour away. And the scrapyard a half an hour away was paying $1.90 a kg for copper, and the scrapyard that was an hour away is paying $3.90 a kg. So a big difference, you know, a very big difference between two scrapyards, like.
And then when you get to the first scrapyard, you're halfway between home and the next scrapyard. So what do you do?
I ring first and I see who has the best price.
You continue on?
Listen up, guys. I'm gonna step down because I wanna add some music to that video what I'm gonna post tomorrow. So through the night it gets rendered.
Yeah, no problem.
So Rafael, are you going to put crappy music on it, or are you going to put some good music on it?
I'm gonna put some good music as always, buddy.
Scrapping music, right?
Yeah, scrapping music. Yeah. But I'm
anyway.
just going to do another 10 minutes anyway. I'm going to finish up at 1:30. So I'm just going to do 2 more minutes. I was finishing up that time, but then Scrap It Ralph decided to come up board.
I'm sorry.
And he's been talking your ear off ever since he came up.
Yeah, he can't shut up either. Like,
You know,
I've actually watched Moose Scrapper's video while I was up here because,
we all keeping Ralph from editing, and now he.
yes, I can blame you.
yeah, when there's no video out this week.
Okay, so take care, guys. That was pleasure to being on the panel.
Later,
and
Rafael.
in the chat.
Later, Rafael.
Take care, guys. See ya.
Later, well.
So, Ralph, I got to tell you, I'm glad, you just told us you were watching Moose's video, and I'm really glad that I didn't see you do anything like this going, oh, no, what?
Oh, no, he puts a lot of research in it, and he talks to Big Stack D, who's been metal casting for, I think, 6 or 7 years on YouTube.
Yeah,
so he kind of knows the stuff, and I'm just putting in a comment. But yeah, it's cool to see him getting into this stuff. So you can follow along with what he is doing, and when you get started, just basically copy what he does.
Ian Matthews, doesn't matter how much you get, it ain't gonna help you. Did you read his comment?
Yeah, about the beauty sleep.
You could sleep for 100 years. That won't help.
It ain't gonna help.
You can't beautify scar tissue.
Not really, no.
Jeez, poor O'Lean is getting it tonight on this chat, so it's
Doesn't he always?
yeah, he's probably in bed now at this moment in time, and he's just like, I want to go up and give out to them, but I can't.
Yeah,
but,
I had watched Eway Spin and Moose for, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 years before I actually put up my own channel. I mean, my channel is only 6 months and 11 days old, but I have been watching them forever. When I, as just part of my education, but also because I was scrapping and I was thinking, gee, I ought to check out this YouTube thing and see if I'm actually doing this right.
yeah, no, I think every scrapper either watched Moose first or Eway Spin. That's kind of where you start off from.
I actually accidentally bumped into the scrapping sector because I started out by watching the King of Random because of his scientific little videos. And kind of forgot about it at some point. And weirdly enough, I was looking up something about Minecraft, a mod pack for Minecraft, which has all kinds of other metals in it than the standard gold and iron and whatever. And it had to do with melting aluminium in Minecraft, which I couldn't find. And I was Googling that, and I found how to melt aluminium in the Mini Metal Foundry by the King of Random. And I thought, hey, King of Random, that's something. So, yeah. That's kind of how I got started, and I started looking for people melting metal. So I put in melting metal, and then all of a sudden, I ended up at Eway's Ben, where he was taking the copper from a television and melting it into a bar. And I was like, "There's copper in those televisions." I freaking threw away 15 of those CRT monitors at some point because I had them all stacked up in my basement.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "Dang." No, and that kind of got me into finding people who scrapped and got metals out of electronics and whatnot. And then I started getting an interest in scrapping. And
he started following me then because he thinks I'm going to send him a rake of gold to make his gold.
Yes, please. Yes. Yeah. Doesn't have to be this big one. It can be like a small Lego man as well. It would be cool, a golden Lego man.
It'd be valuable.
Also that, yeah. And heavy. But I probably won't be able to use the silicone mold because gold has the same melting point as copper, basically.
Yeah, you'd have to get something a bit stronger than that. Some graphite one. You'd have to get a graphite one made.
Well, you can probably get Lego molds in graphite. I should look those up. You can actually, if you go buying molds for casting, you can spend a lot of money. I mean, you got cast iron molds, you got silicone molds, you got graphite molds, and they're all fun to use and all for different metals.
Yeah, because I was looking to do different type coins in gold or something when I do my melting, and I was looking for graphite ones there, and they're quite expensive. Like some of them there.
Especially if you get some custom made.
If you don't go for the bar shape, if you go for different shapes, you're talking a lot of money,
Yeah, I think if you get like a coin, like I don't know, slightly smaller than a Pringles can lid, then I think you pay like $50 for between 40 and 50 euros.
Yeah, I think.
So like 40 pounds basically.
Yeah.
It's quite expensive, but if you're careful enough with them, you can use them for over 50 times at least.
Well, if I got one of them and I got 50 coins that size of gold, I think I'll retire.
Yeah. The cost of the molds.
Gold doubloons.
Yeah, I think I'd be able to retire if I had that amount of them.
I'll just do them in copper or brass
and polish them up nicely.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to do aluminium bronze, which is basically, if you get the right percentages, is color-wise indistinguishable from gold.
There we go.
Yeah.
But lighter.
Slightly lighter, yes, and a lot harder because gold, 24 karat gold, is quite soft. You can mash that with a hammer and it goes.
Right.
And aluminium bronze is what you make the hammer off.
Mo has just landed us all in it with Ian. We're all in trouble.
Oh, come on. Homesteading is putting us on report. What's up with that? If he wasn't there to hear it himself, then, I'm sorry.
What, the Julia Childs of the scrapping world? What?
Oh, you missed it earlier on. We were on about Ian. We were giving Ian a bit of a going over, even though he wasn't in the chat. So now he has to go back and watch and see what we said about him. But Mo has ratted us all out.
Oh. Oh dear.
Now Ian's got to go figure out what we're talking about with Julia Child.
He's got to Google them there now and see who it is.
Hey Ian, there's a real good Saturday Night Live skit with that plays on Julia Childs as well. So you might Google that too.
I have actually no idea who that is.
We've given Rika people homework to do now. Yeah, a lot of people have different homework to do.
Yeah, my homework is here.
My homework is behind me. 40 laptops.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, and I hate laptops.
Outside, in the cold and wet and snow.
That's where your homework is left.
Yep.
Yeah, and Shark Scrapper had to come in out of the sun. It was too hot outside for him.
Yeah.
Wow.
That sun, you got to wear the sunglasses because it's so bright. And actually, it's getting to that part of the year where I have to start wearing the hat that has the flap that goes over my neck.
For your neck.
Hey, Scrapping together, how's it going?
Scrapping together, how are things?
Together, hello.
Hello.
Working or is she not at home or not at work anymore?
Ian, be careful. She might think you're at something else in bed.
Julia Child.
She's a
Without
fan
the-
cook. The chef.
Oh yes, I think I might have seen some of her. She's been on TV for a long time.
Yes, she has. Very long.
The Saturday,
Yeah, I think I might have seen some of it. It's not something I would watch, but now that I see this, it does ring a bell. Yeah.
yeah, and I'll bet you if you Google Julia Child's Saturday Night Live or something like that,
The skit, yeah.
skit, you'll crack up. It's hilarious.
And you'll make the comparison with her and Ian Matthews.
Ian Matthews.
The French chef, Saturday Night Live. Culinary star resurrected with autotune. Oh no, that's probably not it. I think this might be it. It's like 4 minutes, but from. I'll check this later.
Or you could just bust out laughing while you're on the
I'll just open it now. Set it to pause. It's Dan Aykroyd. Is that Dan Aykroyd? Yeah. Wow. Okay, that's for later. I was actually taking apart these.
Ian, I was about to apologize, but I realized that in scrapping you don't say you're sorry. So have fun with that.
And you never admit you're wrong. Ever. And if anything doesn't turn out the way it was meant to turn out, you just pretend that was the way you wanted it in the first place.
Yes, that's what I do in my videos, because just about all my castings go wrong.
So that you just tell everyone that's what you were planning at the start.
Yes, that's exactly how I wanted it. Oh, so much better than I expected, when I expected it to be way much more better.
Now that I've showed you how not to scrap this thing.
Yes, exactly.
Bill, that ain't gonna pay for the gas. One grill.
No, poor old Bill only found a grill today.
Did you ever get rid of your trailer load yet? He had that trailer loaded shit higher in his shed, I think. Gonna have to find some high bridges to go under.
Do many watch Scrap a Pallet Man?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He just finds some good stuff. A lot of good stuff. So he does, but he's only after the steel. Like he doesn't really break it down much, you know.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He just
I mean,
chucks it in his truck. and
Steel
takes
is easy because there's a lot of it, but you need quite some space to
Yeah, but
store it.
even if he found a lawnmower or something like that, he just chucks it all in. He won't take the motor out. He doesn't, you know, where another person will take it out for the copper and separate the motors and
Yep.
stuff like that, you know.
It's weird that he actually gets so many views from it, because you'd think that if he put a little effort into researching the stuff that he finds and leaves behind. I've seen him leave behind stuff that he could get more for than all the rest that he got in the entire episode.
Yeah, but you know, just people do different things, different ways of doing it. That's what I was just saying.
Yeah,
like,
I guess.
He seems to be happy doing it, and I like watching his channel. I find him an interesting guy. You know.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. I saw him when R5 Adventures was visiting him, and kind of seeing a slightly different side of him.
Yeah,
And it was cool to see that part. And well, usually when you're watching him on camera, it's usually the same deal. But he seems like a genuine guy. He's probably basically the same in real life as he is on his channel, I guess.
Yeah.
There's probably not much difference there.
Yeah. No, I seen he had a new video. Was it just it? But I didn't get to watch it yet. I was just wondering how.
I tried to. At some point, he did one upload a day, and then at some point, I was like, stopped watching his stuff for a few weeks, months, I think. Yeah, I really should get back into. I'm so behind on many channels, actually.
Of course, the challenge that I run into now when I'm out and I see something is I start saying to myself, "Oh man, Dan would love that. Dan would be all over that. Dan's picking that up or something like that." Or just or when I see a lawnmower and I either don't take it, or actually, you know what? I'm avoiding lawnmowers now just so I don't get grief about not picking up the lawnmowers.
Yeah. No, what I thought was what Dan done in one of his videos there, where you put the solenoids in the freezer and froze them to break them easier. That was, I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Now, Dan, did you come up with that because you had left them outside one night and they were frozen, or?
No, I just thought it's plastic. If you freeze it, it generally gets brittle.
Yeah.
See, some of those solenoids, some of them are already brittle enough. When you hit them, they do break. But then there's some there you can beat the crap out of them all day long, and all they do is squish.
Yeah, all they do is flatten. Yeah.
Well, I thought, well, if you freeze something, generally it makes it brittle, right? So I thought, well, what do I got to lose? So I threw some in a bag, stuck it in the freezer. This quite a few years ago. And
Estonian Scrapper is in the chat. I need to watch his video.
Bring them
Sorry.
back.
He done it.
You've seen it. They bust really nice.
Yeah. Oh, no, it was good.
I have some in the freezer now that you mentioned it.
Yeah.
See, I have just the opposite situation with the plug-ins from extension cords and power cords. I don't have to boil them the way Snobby does. I just leave them out in the Florida sun for a little bit, and
it softens them.
soft enough to pull right out.
I don't get any plugs that are hard, like a standard, like a vacuum cord or anything like that. They come right apart in the vise. They're not hard plastic like you have up in the UK, I think.
Yeah. They're in the Ireland and the UK. A lot of them are rubber plugs now.
Yeah, there's like the inside bit is hard plastic, and there's like a rubber shell around it.
Yeah.
Well, these are just all rubber. You stick them right in the vise there, just cramp it, and with your side cutters, you can just pull the prongs right out.
Yeah.
And generally, it comes with a little bit of copper left behind too. So you
get a little bonus.
The plugs in the US are really flimsy. The ones in Europe are a lot stronger, and the ones in the UK are like, dang! It's insane how big the pins are on those.
Oh, look, see, that's what our plugs are. That's a standard plug.
Yeah,
it's a flimsy little thing.
And see, you cut them. I cut mine right here. So that's all you see when they're left. You stick this in the vise with the side cutters. You just bend it right out, and they pop right out, and a little bit of copper that's in there comes with them. Piece of cake.
Yeah. And that's
This is what ours look like.
Yeah, see, yours are hard plastic.
the European ones.
This is the European one, yeah, and
This
this is like rubber, and sometimes it's a little bit harder. But if you cut them down here,
Yep.
and if you then take two pliers and just pull them apart, you sometimes pull the copper out with it if you
Right.
cut this short enough.
Right.
And this is the UK and Irish ones. They have 3 big pins in them.
Well, that was just a little. That's just a VCR. That was a lot of our plugs are 3-prong,
Yeah.
and then you get your appliance cords like electric stove and electric dryer. They're 4-prong, and they're the great. They're about as big as my hand.
Yeah, those are a lot bigger. Yeah, true.
You take a little more, and I put them in the vise, and wherever the prong is with a sawzall, I cut beside them, and they pop right out.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, that's handy.
cut them off and leave the rest of it in there. You just hit it with a sawzall with any kind of blade. Just go slow, you know. And
Yeah,
you
what
cut,
was that video I was watching? You were doing with a sawsaw. You were cutting. What were you cutting with the sawsaw again? You were cutting off. Oh, you had stuff in the vise and you were cutting it down. What was that video?
it
I
might have-
think that was the magnetrons.
It was the magnetrons. Yeah, that was it.
yeah, those two. You cut them up and get that nice chunk of copper out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who taught me that trick? I never even knew about it. It's that old guy down in Scrapper's Sharks neck of the woods. Yeah,
Florida Scrapper or
junk dauber.
who?
Junk dauber.
Junk Dauber. Okay.
He used to go by a different name. He was like a woodworking channel when he first started out, and he did scrap on the side. He does it in his little wheelchair because I don't think
Oh
he
wow.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
doesn't drive anymore. He's like in his 70s, and he's a scrapper, and he does a lot of live streaming on Friday nights, or Friday afternoon actually.
Okay.
Junk
We'll
dog.
check out his channel.
Just check him out. And he's a cool old guy, man. He reminds me of my father-in-law that passed away a few years back.
Yeah,
Just as stubborn.
That's usually how it goes, right?
He doesn't remember teaching that. That was about 3 or 4 years ago. I learned that on his channel. He said, "Look at all that copper that's in there." And, well, that's why I've been doing it. Like,
yeah.
as you're throwing out, if you get 4 of them, you almost got a pound of copper. So,
Yeah, and it only takes
Nice.
a few. It doesn't take long to cut them out either. Like.
you can use a grinder or sawzall or however you want. And there's actually a little piece of copper on the end and a little piece of stainless steel. Like that last video I did, who was asking me? I think E-Waste Mike was wondering how you got that strip out of the center. Well, the magnetron had a little shiny part, you know, where the hole is on the end.
Yeah.
That little cap just slides right off. No harm to the ceramic piece at all. And it's stainless steel. And then there's a chunk of copper. You just cut it, and the whole little piece comes out the center.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Very simple. And then you can still get the center piece out too.
I have a couple of those in the garage.
Like if they're
I-
the new ones within the past 10 years, that's not that beryllium anymore. That's just ceramic.
I would like a lot of beryllium.
What are you planning on doing with beryllium?
Yeah.
Wants to make a sphere out of it, a great big sphere.
Yeah,
Oh.
time machine.
You want to time travel?
Time machine. Yes, it's used for time travel.
Actually, I had a guy stop me scrapping this past week. He wanted my transformers out of my microwaves. I said, "What are you going to do with them? They're aluminum winding." "Oh, I'm going to make something." I forget what he said. Some kind of thing out of them. I
A
said,
warp core.
because nobody's been putting them out. So
Yeah, I had a man who used to take the transformers from the microwave because he used to use them for redoing batteries in cordless drills.
oh yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, he had to use transformer for putting read power in the batteries or something, and they'd wear out, or you'd only get so many turns out of a normal transformer. So he discovered a way of using the microwave one, so it didn't matter because they were only from old microwaves. So if
Right.
they burnt out after 3 or 4 turns, he just got another one. You know?
didn't
that's
know
not
that.
one doing it.
Yeah.
I know one trick with a cordless drill battery. If you leave the battery in there and just unplug the unit, plug it in, unplug it about 10 times, it'll give that battery another kick in the pants, and you can use it again.
Okay. It puts it into a reserve sort of where there's a hidden
Oh,
power.
it does, but it seems to say like give it a smack in the head. You know, when you're a kid from your parent, like smarten up. Do
Yeah.
your job.
It kind of wakes up then.
Yeah,
Quit sleeping on the job.
I don't know if it works with the lithium, but it works with the NiCaps.
Yeah, and yeah, well, it was the NiCaps. This one we used to use transformers for doing them, but even the Chinesium ones worked.
Yeah. So there's all little tricks and trades out there, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, but that's what I find by watching different channels. You find out different little tricks, like as I say, of doing things. You know, there's all these little shortcuts or little where you might throw some you might throw it away because you thought it was too much work, but then you see someone else has a way of doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what's really
and then you learn something, and then you've thrown away 1,000 of the things thinking that they were worthless, and then you learn that there's a lot of gold in them.
Yeah, I know.
You did take that road and we got screwed on it.
Yeah, Paul was saying he's seen some scrap, but that was Snobby Scrap Pickers channel that done that with the boil and the plugs.
Yeah, Snobby. But that's different. Like our plugs aren't that hard over here.
Yeah.
I've only
That
come
was
across
the plug soup.
a
Yeah.
couple of times, and that's with those goofy little vacuum cleaners. What were they called? The Headies? They came from your neck of the woods. They
What
had
was the
the
name of it?
Henry's.
Henry's.
Well, they're called Headies over here, and it had made in Britain sticker right on the side of it.
All right, the Henry Hoover over here, probably. Yeah.
I think Hetty is the female one.
Well, they were pink, so
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
it. They're the female version.
with the face on them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had 2 of those, and they had your little plugs on them there with the round prongs and not flat
Yeah.
or square prongs.
Yeah. The Henry is the male version.
They came apart pretty easy. I just turned them over and hit them with a hammer, and they busted open. So that was an easy one.
Hit them on the head.
I've started referring to that as the Ian Matthews approach.
Yeah, I use that in a couple of my videos as well.
Yeah, I just say the same thing. If I have to take the hammer out, I say now I'm resorting to the Ian Matthews way.
Well, you're not putting it back together, right? That's the way
Yeah,
I got
that's
it. Why are you so gentle?
Yeah. It's never going back together. Like it's
No.
scrapping it out. We're doing.
Exactly. But
Maybe I should cast Ian Matthews a hammer.
the problem with the hammer is everything flies everywhere. So
Yeah.
that's the only problem with the hammer.
And that's why I'm surprised that Ian hasn't actually got stuff stuck in him when he hits it with the hammer. It's only when he uses a saw or something he cuts himself. But with the hammer, bits fly everywhere and he still doesn't get cut.
Leave the power tools alone.
Yeah, you'll have to make him a hammer there, Ralph. A nice brass hammer.
A golden hammer. Yeah.
Full of aluminum, colored aluminum, so it's lightweight.
No. I'll make him a aluminum bronze hammer. That's gold.
We woke Ian up.
You woke Ian up.
As soon as you mentioned hammer, Ian is back on.
Yep, look at that.
Roll is back as well. He's done the
I told
video.
you when we talked about him, his ears were burning, and see, they were again.
Yeah. He's keeping an eye on us now in case we give him any more grief.
Yeah. Ro, it can't be that crappy, is it? Said he posted a crappy video.
There's no such thing as a crappy video, so there isn't. No matter what you post, someone finds something interesting in it at some stage.
Yeah, Ro, it's interesting. There's sometimes I'll put up a video and I'll think to myself, God, this is the worst piece of junk I've ever done. And then it'll perform better than some of the ones that I was excited about. So
I do a video and I go, oh, this video I think is going to go well. And next minute I get half the amount of people looking at it than the video that I thought was rubbish.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Everybody else has a different point of view than you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
My more elaborate projects where I think, oh, this is going to get me some views because it's all well thought out. It's a very good end result, and the whole process is shown, and it's all going well, and it's going to be awesome. And then I have a video where I'm just melting wheel weights and using a little what's that called? A sieve to pour through, so all the little steel bits stay in there, and the zinc flows through and make a couple of ingots, and that's my best performing video.
Yeah.
But you did a very good job.
I did because I was very happy with that method. I think people who actually are collecting wheel weights and melting them might have been looking for a good way to get those little clips out, and then they found my video and someone said, check that out.
Yeah.
It's like I done a video one day. I took my phone out one day. It was snowing. I go, oh, it's snowing in Ireland. Done a video, and I got hundreds and hundreds of people looking at it. Where another day I'd only get 50 people.
Oh, is that the one when you were walking down the street?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, I just took the phone out and I said, "Oh, I'll do a video." It just started snowing in Ireland. Done a couple of minutes of video, and it got hundreds of people looking at it.
I filmed something today that just randomly happened because I was near a airfield, Air Force base. I need to find out if this is probably the good one. Not sure if you can actually see it that well. Let me see. There's a part. There we go. So there's this Apache flying over, and I'm okay. It's gone now.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's not focusing. But yeah, I've been filming that thing for a couple of minutes. I'll edit the boring bits out a bit, but it's like 2 or 3 videos. I'll stick that together. I'm not sure if I'm going to be uploading it at all, but it was quite cool to see an Apache at like several feet flying over, or several yards, several meters.
All right, good for you, Bill. Got the old GM going.
Yeah.
He was having trouble with that truck.
So, I was just looking at Ian's comment about whatever you do, unless you're a gardening channel, is included that in your include shit in your video. So, Ian, are you suggesting that we should not include buckets of horse fertilizer in our videos? Or we should?
Manure! I hate manure.
Yeah, Ian has got a new way of bringing his fertilizer home. Put it in the back of the car.
And my sister used to have horses, so my dad, of course, spent gobs of money on her horses, and I know exactly what he's talking about with that mountain of fertilizer rotting off in the side yard somewhere.
And the steam coming off it with the heat.
Oh, it's fermenting. That's why it steams.
Yeah.
It steams the best in the winter time. Well, my wife was raised with horses, so we had.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good fertilizer. I mean,
I didn't think it was. I worked in a chicken ranch for 10 years, and I found that a lot better.
Yeah, chicken poop is good.
A lot better. Until you fall on it. It's not good.
Scrap it together has 3 buckets of lead stashed. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I kicked myself. I was scrapping a hoarder's house one time years back, and they had a 5-gallon bucket full of lead weights, fishing weights, and things like that.
Right.
And I didn't take it.
Yeah.
Ralph loves lead. It's so easy to melt and
Exactly. Yeah.
I could see when he seen the 3 buckets, his eyes lit up when he seen that someone had 3 buckets of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even if you
And people usually think that it's very bad to handle lead. Okay, it's not good if you start licking it like every day, or if you handle it every day, hours on end. That's not very good. But if you touch it a couple of times, wash your hands, you'll be fine. But when you're melting it, okay. Yeah.
Have you seen your teacher licking his pencil to write something?
Oh yeah, in the olden days, yeah. But over back then, I don't think there's have been lead in pencils over here for like 50 years or so. I'm not sure. That they are graphite now. So
They used to be lead.
in the very olden days, maybe.
Matthews is still using the quill. What are you on about? That's what's taking so long. That's why it takes him so long to send out anything. He has to write it in the quill.
Yeah. But anyway, if you're melting lead, make sure you don't get to the melting point of aluminium. That's in Celsius, it's over 600 Celsius. Lead melts at 327 Celsius. So if you get to 600 Celsius, lead will start boiling, and then you get all the fumes, and that's
Okay.
not good for you. But if you get it to like 400-ish, where it melts, maybe 450 maximum, no problem at all.
Oh, what's his name? Bill Junking Fool did a video of that a couple days ago, melting wheel weight lead outside
Okay, yeah, well, do it outside. That's always the best.
cooker.
Yeah. You don't need much for it. I sometimes, when I get larger quantities, I do that in my mini metal foundry.
Right.
But I don't do it in my electric furnace. I usually just use a little blowtorch and do it outside.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was younger, we used to melt the lead to make weights for fishing. That's what we used
Yeah,
to do.
exactly. That's what many people did.
Yeah.
And you could buy the little I think they were stone, or maybe they were even graphite back then. I don't really remember. Little molds for different shapes of and there were like two halves. You put them together and then you pour in, and then you take them apart.
Yeah.
Ian, it's not that hard. Chase down some of those flying rats that you have in London or around.
Flying rats,
and
yeah.
all the quills you need, man.
Pigeons. Yeah, that thanks to the King of Random is why I am actually on YouTube today, because that's where I first saw the Mini Metal Foundry and the melting of cans and the making of muffins.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to do this too.
Yeah, he had a really good channel. It's still all right since they took over from him after his death. But
Yeah.
you know, it's hard to believe he's not still there, part of it. Like, you know,
He was younger than I am.
yeah, so many people
I think.
watched his channel, like, and got ideas from it and started getting into, as you said, got into YouTube from him.
Yeah.
You know? It's just weird. but-
It's rarely that they now have a video where I'm like, oh, this is actually interesting. And most of the time it's like, can we melt this? Oh,
Yeah,
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 we can melt it.
yeah.
Can we
yeah.
burn this? Yes,
Can
we
we
can burn
cook
it.
this?
Yeah.
You put enough energy into something, you can do anything. Hell, they made the F4 fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my military side coming out.
Yeah, you're talking about stuff we don't know now. We're just going, okay, I don't know what he's on about.
Yeah.
They made
Yeah,
it
Big Stack D was like one of the first I started following who did casting, because I got just metal casting, and Big Stack D was basically the first one that came up.
Yeah.
with a stick of dynamite. You can make anything fly.
Yeah.
Hey, you put whole spray bombs in the fire pit. You put
Yes, Ian Matthews, that was the one. The Mini Metal Foundry disguised as a flower pot. Yeah. I thought that part was actually not as interesting as the whole melting of the metals itself. But yeah, okay.
Well, he disguised it when he's not using it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sitting in plain sight.
Yeah, no one knows it's there.
Anyway, you might need to figure out how to do that with flat screen TVs.
Just have him project a painting.
There you go. Well, some of them have it looks like a fire going 24/7 in them.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
be able to afford a Devil Forge in about another 18 years. I can afford one now, but my mom won't let me because I do everything over there, and she doesn't want no propane tanks there. And over here, charcoal is actually cheaper than propane. And you can just use scrap wood in there, which is free usually.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ear blower.
And it will melt copper. I got mine my furnace using briquettes actually, which have a lower burn temperature. I got it using briquettes up to 1250 Celsius, which is way over melting point of copper. So
Ralph, remember that furnace I showed you, or my melting thing that I showed you there a couple of months back, and you said I needed to get the hardener for it, wasn't it, or what was it called?
oh yes, the rigidizer, which is basic.
Is there a good brand, a certain brand I should use, or?
You can just get castable refractory cement, and
Okay.
make sure that it's good for at least like 1500 Celsius or so. I'm not sure, like 2200 Or
And I just put it on over that. I just put it on over that stuff that's there.
Yeah.
Just paint it on, like.
yeah, and the rigidizer stuff, I'm not really sure if that is any different than the refractory cement, but I know Devil Forge usually supplies it.
Okay.
If you watch like any unboxing video of a Devil Forge, people will show you about it. But you can just use refractory cement.
Okay.
I'm actually thinking of because my furnace is now kind of crumbling here and there because I reinforced it using the steel wool in there, which was a big mistake because steel expands and cement doesn't, so a lot of cracks.
Cracks.
Yeah, and I'm thinking of getting either a new like a drum or a cylinder, aligning it with the K-wall on the inside, then placing refractory brick, and then using a far less amount of refractory cement to smooth the whole thing over, so it won't be as heavy, and it will have a lot of better insulation. Because when I am melting brass in mine, the outside of mine will still get to 400 Celsius. So I can throw lead against it and it will melt.
Okay. I was thinking about getting one of them induction furnaces to do, because again, when I'm doing the gold, it's only going to be in a small pot. It's not going to be a big, massive thing.
Yeah, then get the little the same one Rafael has on his desk. I have the same one. It's a Goldbrunn. The mine is the 3000, which has a big cavity for a 3 kilogram crucible, but you can get the 1000, which holds 1 kilogram, has a small, tiny crucible, heats up a lot faster.
Yeah.
And just for the gold and the silver.
And I was watching a video there of, who was it? That I can't think of the name of them. They're a mining company. They make They make different machines for actually mining gold and stuff like that. But him the last day he used he had a different sort of furnace, because all he done was he melted CPU chips complete. He just melted them completely. Wow. Yeah, it's a good video. You'll enjoy it. And he melted the CPUs, but it was when he melted them all, and he got.
I'm going to copy that, romantic. Thank you. Vesuvius, that's the volcano.
Yeah, but when he tested the gold afterwards, it was 70% silver or 80% silver, because when he melted everything, the solder on the ceramic chips obviously was silver.
Oh.
So he got a very high content of silver out of it, but it melted it completely into a button. It was the furnace he had. I put a comment in his chat to ask him what the furnace was, but he never got back to me yet. So.
Well, that's what some people do. They get their golden pins or gold-plated pins or whatever, and then they melt that into a big blob or into an ingot.
Yeah, and they sell it on eBay, telling it's real gold, and people buy it thinking it's pure gold, but it's not.
No, also that. But if you actually try to then purify it to get the better gold content out, it's going to be a hell of a lot of work.
Yeah, well, what you'd have to do is remelt it and pour it into a liquid. And
so you get tiny beads.
Tiny beads to do it, yeah. That's the only way of actually redoing it again to make it easier. Because if you put that big lump into acid, it'll take months to dissolve.
So how hard is it to melt brass?
Not that hard. Brass melts at like 925 to 950 Celsius.
Okay.
So is
brass.
The electric forge you're talking about, is that the same one that E-Waste Ben had?
Yes. He has a similar one.
Yeah.
But he had problems with it. I have the same problems. It keeps shorting out my circuit breakers.
Oh.
Or not shorting out, tripping the circuit breakers. The power goes at some point. And Rafael never has any problems with his, but I think it's the way that his power works at where he lives. Because the power at my mom's place, it's those houses were built in the 60s, I think. So yeah.
I was just trying to find that video of that other guy's channel, but I can't find it now.
Brass always smokes a lot. It's because it's a combination of copper and zinc. Copper melts at 1085 Celsius. Brass melts at 420 Celsius. The boiling point, copper and zinc. Is that brass, right? Zinc melts at 420, but the boiling point of zinc is somewhere around 900 Celsius. So if you're melting brass, which needs to be heated up to like 950-ish at least to start melting, then actually you are cooking the zinc, which makes it fume a lot, and that's the stuff that you don't want. If you're just melting zinc, which I sometimes do because I get the zinc wheel weights and I make zinc ingots, which I call zinc gots, and then I do them in my electric furnace. I just set my electric furnace to 500 Celsius, and there's no problem. There's no fumes whatsoever, and you can safely pour it. And once it's solid, you can lick the ingots when they're cold, and you can lick them all day, and you won't get sick. There's nothing.
I was going to lick them as soon as they came out.
No. First, you spit on them a bit to cool them down. Yeah.
Well, you know, you do that in the winter
See,
time.
Rafael has 3-phase installation. Yeah, big fuses, smallest one 16. See, that's why his doesn't flip out. I think ours are 12 amps.
Well, you just got to put a different fuse in there.
I'm not sure if I can, because they're not like the old screw out things where you put a fuse in. It's the whole. Do I have any of those here? No, I think I took them away. Oh, here they are. It's basically these things.
Breaker slip.
The circuit breakers.
It's a breaker.
Yeah. So there's no real fuses in these, I think.
Ian likes windows.
Yeah. And his wounds.
I think I found that that channel I was on about there, Ralph, where he melts down the CPUs. It's what you call his channel. It's MBMM LLC.
Oh yeah, I'm subscribed. Yeah, I'm subscribed to that.
So if you check out his channel there, you'll see it. And if you watch that video, just have a look at the furnace he uses at the end, and just tell me, because I asked him which one it was, and I couldn't figure out where it was or what make it was. If you can figure out what it was, and next day we're on, you can let me know.
Is he the same one that grinds it up too? He'll put everything in.
Yeah. I saw a video of him just chucking complete computers in somewhere, and then there's a conveyor belt that with big magnets takes all the steel parts out.
Yeah.
And all the rest gets ground down to like small pieces, and then there's this water slide where the heavy stuff goes first.
I think they make that machinery. Do they make that machinery or stuff themselves? I think.
No, I think that's gold prospecting stuff.
Okay.
It's gold prospect because they're a real mining company.
That's what I mean. They're a proper mining company, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a mining company, and if I've understood his videos correctly, they go in to shut down mines and they try to extract additional value out of the tailings or areas that the big commercial mine has said, we're done messing with this one. I think. I could be wrong with that. But yeah, they're a real mining company. And he's just seeing what else he can do with that equipment.
I like that pyramid mount.
That's the video there. I just put a link to the video that he done on the where he melted the ceramic chips. Or the ceramic CPU.
Yeah, Mount Baker Mining.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yep.
This is something he starts by saying we're going to be smelting down this. That's a very common mistake. Smelting is actually getting the metal from ore. If you're not getting the metal out of the ore, but you're getting the metal out of electronics or something else, you're not smelting. You're melting.
Yeah. Well, I made that mistake in the beginning because they're always doing it from the ore.
Yeah, probably. But a lot of people who just get into the whole metal melting stuff, they usually put the term smelting in there, but you're actually not. You're actually re-melting.
I smelt. Is that the same? I smelt fish.
It smells good.
It's a fish smelt. You know. Salmon, he finished it up.
He who smelt it dealt it.
No.
Good night, Ralph.
If Ralph, if you jump to 10 minutes 59 in the video of that video that I just put up there, what furnace is he using?
Let me see. 10:59. There we go.
Sorry, I'm out of screens here.
How many you got running? I have just the one, and I have to put pages up.
My problem,
Oh,
Dan, that I
oh, you got that one.
accidentally
Yeah, what's that one?
down pages I wanted to keep when I do that. So
Yeah, that's what I did too. You said click on here, so I did, and I lost that other page.
I open everything in a new window, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows open now.
Well, you got more than I did.
a monitor the size of a house.
Yeah.
Sure, he's a 37-inch or something as his main monitor now, is it?
43 inch. But
43.
that's nothing compared to where I have my PlayStation hooked up. That's 110 inch.
How many inch?
110.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's big. That's bigger than my wall.
It's projecting on my wall.
So what? You don't know what that thing he has there is?
I've seen them before. Hold on, let me see if I can get a.
Or if anyone in the chat knows, they can
I
put
think
it up.
it's a bloody blood. Hold on.
Yeah, that's what she said. That's right, Ro.
So in one of their recent videos too, he melted through his crucible.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually happens sometimes, especially if you have like a steel crucible and you're melting higher temperature metals like brass or copper,
Or
that
gold.
will, or gold, but you don't want to do that in steel.
No, it has to be graphite.
Yeah. Actually, if you're doing platinum, you don't want to do it in graphite because it reacts to the graphite and it actually like binds into the graphite or something.
Yeah, I seen
I've
that
heard.
on some video. And what would you use instead?
The white stuff, I don't know what that's called, but you get like little ceramic bowls where they sometimes do tiny bits of gold in. You can get crucibles made from that stuff.
Yeah, he
quartz?
actually
Maybe
uses,
quartz?
he uses that in this video. He uses them
This
for
is
Yeah.
gold. You know?
Beryllium, that's what it's called, Ralph.
What?
Beryllium. It's a great big sphere of beryllium.
Oh, it's beryllium, probably. Yeah, that's probably.
yeah.
That's in the same line as the adamantium and the unobtainium and stuff like
Right.
that. Tritanium.
shared it on Facebook. I didn't know anything about it.
Hey, it's Dan's photographer or videographer.
Hello.
They can see you.
Silicon.
I've just been told
Uh-oh. Sorry, man.
I'm in trouble.
You're in trouble now.
Yeah, we're looking at the fundraiser for Steel Scrap Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
That guy was always mentioning, "I have no money, and now this." Yeah.
He doesn't have any money. You know,
Yeah.
every vehicle he owns is broken.
Yeah. Well, if he just went to other stuff than just steel, he might make more money.
Well, he's a one-man band, and
Yeah, I know.
he has to beat the 800 other scrappers in the same little town, so
Yeah, that's annoying.
he can't afford to take a day or two off and strip stuff.
You
You should
know,
get a few little neighborhood hoods to little young buckings and tell them they're his apprentices and he's teaching them how to scrap and get them to scrap it all out for him for free.
Yeah, what happened?
you have one of them cut their finger and next thing you have a big lawsuit on you.
Oh yeah.
Or yeah, exactly. Or they steal from him, let the wrong buddies know, and then his whole place is cleaned out.
Yeah, cleaned out.
Yeah, that sucks. It's always bad to see bad stuff happen to good people. Let's see. There's quite a few of these. I think it's a small burnout oven that is used for like pottery.
so I keep messing with my thumb. This was the one that I smashed in some pipes.
Ooh.
And half of it has come off and it's healing. And so I've got like half a fingernail on it and it catches on things. It's it's one of those
Yeah,
things
it's annoying.
where I can't stop doing this to it.
Yeah, no, as I say, whenever you get a cut or something, you keep hitting that finger, you keep hitting that spot constantly then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
So, Dan, question for you, because you have a little bit of property where you can bring stuff back and stage it and work on it and then get it hauled away when you're done with it. You've seen the size of the compound. Would there be some transition point for you that maybe the compound would be too big because you wouldn't be able to keep up with stuff? As a one-man, large kind of appliance scrapper person, do you think that there's a size where it's just not worth having any more room, or can you never get enough room?
Well, if you're like King, he's in and out. But if you're like me, if it stocks too high, I'd never get it done. I'd have to quit doing the street for a year and just concentrate on that. But then I'd be thinking in the back of my head, what am I missing out on?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, because Marty's got probably a year's worth of work just to clean up what's in the compound.
Well, plus all them vehicles. What has he got? 20 vehicles sitting there and some campers and stuff. And then look, you've seen. I'm not trying to be bad on the guy. It's just
I know, yeah.
He's letting himself get buried. Because you see at his house, did you see when he had the garage door open on the house itself? There's a car buried in there.
Wow. I just put a link in.
When you're too close to it, you can't see it.
I guess.
You don't see what we do differently,
And then now his wife's vehicle has that broken idler.
Oh, so that's a there, Ralph, is it?
I think it's this one, or it's not exactly the same, but it looks a lot like it.
Okay, I'll check that out.
The little display is slightly different. It might be different size, but it's basically this. But it's a burnout furnace for wax and pottery and stuff like that. But it will work for melting because you can get it to 2200 Celsius Fahrenheit, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
2200 Fahrenheit. Yeah.
No, just when I see them using it, I thought, oh, that's an interesting furnace.
Yeah. Well, it's quite easy. You can you don't have to lift your crucible out. You can place it.
Yeah, no, because I thought for gold, the size of it and everything, it looked more manageable than big.
It's nice and compact. It is more expensive than the Goldbrunn one that I have. That was 400 and a bit.
Yeah.
So this is it's basically a kiln.
Okay.
$605 US. So that'd be $1,000 Canadian.
That'd be.
And it says plus 81 shipping for me.
97 here.
Well, so you've made up
Amazon affiliate points.
After your first ounce of gold, you're in profit.
Yeah, that's it.
That's true.
Yeah, well, that's what I know. See, I know what I have in gold because I'll have it in powder beforehand. Before I melt it, so I know what sort of money I'll have in gold. So I know then if it's worth buying them type of furnaces, or will I just get the blow torch and the high temperature torches and just use them.
Yeah.
So you can melt anything in there?
Anything that has a melting point lower than the maximum temperature that thing gets.
Yeah.
Is that 2200?
If you set it to 200 Celsius, you can grill a chicken in there. Takes a long time because
Well, that's 2200 degree Fahrenheit. So
Fahrenheit. Yeah.
Ro is calling you out there, Ralph.
Yeah.
Are you getting points for this affiliate?
No. So that would be 1200 Celsius, which will be way more than enough to melt copper and gold. Gold is slightly lower than copper.
Yeah, I was going to say gold's a little softer.
Yeah.
So brass, gold, copper, no problem.
Yeah.
But
I think there's quite a big gap to the next metal. That would be iron, and you need 1500 Celsius for iron.
So those square little things you're getting out of the computer, what's those things called? You snap them out of the main board, those little square chips.
CPUs?
The CPUs or the BGA chips?
The gold colored ones, brass colored.
CPUs.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, the processor or CPU or
that square thing.
Yeah, with the gold pins on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what he melted in the video. The video where what I put the link up to a while
Yeah.
ago. That's what he melted.
Or just chippies like this with pins. They also have gold in them.
The big square one.
The big square.
Yeah,
I think I have. Oh, here is one. I
Right in the
think.
middle of the board, it has a heat sink on it or whatever.
Yeah, the CPU. Yeah.
Okay. I got a few of those because I've had computers in pieces and I've just thrown them in a bucket. Well, I don't know if they're any value to anybody.
Well, to scrappers that want gold-free, these things. There's the gold corner BGA chips, and if you take that off, there's good gold is in this thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
And the round plate on there is nickel-plated copper, I think. So that's
Well,
a sort of like heat
That's not
sink.
what I'm talking about either. It's
No, it's the other ones. I don't have any here.
Hold on, let me get a few. I have a bunch over here.
I usually have them here, but I move
looks fancy, looks exotic.
them.
That's why I've been pulling them out. When I get a computer that's in pieces and it's in there, I take it out.
Yeah. Older CPUs are like this. They are usually on type of like circuit board, and they have
Well, that's it. That's it.
actual pins.
Okay.
And then you get the AMD ones. This is an old one. Has a big copper heatsink that has nickel plating. Has a lot of gold pins.
Okay. So
Yeah.
they are gold pins.
Yeah. Gold plated pins. The pins are not completely gold. And then you get this is somewhat more fancy. I think this is like an i5 or whatever. I'm not really sure.
Right.
And that has gold all around, and it doesn't have pins, but it has the
Endless.
Yeah, I've gotten a couple of those
spots.
too. Those are good.
Yeah, these are good for either selling if you get a couple, because some might actually sell for like $15 a pop.
Right.
Rob, it'll tell you right on there if it's an i5.
This is an i5. Let me see which one this is. i5 750. So I think this is the first generation i5.
You want to let her out? What's that? Oh.
Yeah, I thought I had some there, but I don't.
GPUs.
Thought I had some, but I don't.
And the RAM is also interesting. The memory.
Yeah.
I have a big shoebox full of memories.
I just done all mine. I took all mine and took all the gold off them. So I have no RAM left at the moment, but I'll have more when I take the laptops apart.
All of my stuff is out in the shop, and
Yeah.
it's in my office, so I don't have any of it in here.
Yeah. Oh, here's another big hard
Mo had a
drive.
nice load of CPUs today. He was showing us some earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
But
finally.
yeah, no, if you've somewhere to store them, Dan, you're better taking them always. I mean, if you get hold of the PCs, take the RAM out and take the CPUs out.
What's
Yeah.
Just store them and then just get rid of the rest.
what is the RAM?
Those are the sticks. The
Six,
Oh, that have the two little clips on them and you pop them out?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the gold, you have the gold on the fingers,
these things.
and you'll have the gold inside the chips.
And sometimes they have like aluminium heat sinks on them, on both sides. They sometimes have chips on both sides or on one
Yeah.
side.
Okay.
These are the gold plated or the gold fingers,
Pull the
and the
board.
chips also have gold in them.
That's what you can buy to enhance your computer or whatever. You can,
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
to make
put
it
more
run better.
memory in it. Yeah, make it faster.
make it faster. Yeah.
This is totally not interesting though. This is
you need.
this is 512 megabytes. So this is half a gigabyte. But that's not the oldest stuff I have. I have some really old crap. Hold on, let me see.
I can remember when 512 megabyte RAM was something to talk about.
Yeah.
I can remember when getting these.
Silver.
Interesting. This is actually an 8 megabyte RAM stick.
And silver contacts on it.
Silver contacts back then, yes.
Yeah.
This,
Do you harvest the silver?
I don't.
I don't either. Silver's a lot harder to do than gold is actually.
This one does have gold, but it has really big chips on it. This is also 8 megabytes. I think I have older than these even that are 1 megabyte.
Huh. Well, I'm gonna let the puppy in. Be right back.
Where are they? Where are they? This is all vintage stuff that I kept around for no good reason other than just to have it around us for show and tell.
Yeah, there's always a show and tell part in this life.
Yeah.
And you know, isn't that an interesting thing? We sometimes find the old stuff, and we want to keep it because we know it's old. But what are you going to do with it? It's like my collection of CPUs.
Yeah, I know.
My kids are going to sell them when I'm dead. And what do I? You know, I like looking at them, what they are, but.
No, that's why I scrap everything I get. I don't hold on to anything in the e-waste, because if I did, I'd have a shed full of stuff that I wouldn't get rid of. I'd say, oh, that's old. It might be worth more in years to come, or you will never see that again, or something like that. No, I just.
Well, I did want to make a display case with like a certain CPU from a certain era, like all different types of CPUs, like one of each.
But where do you stop? Where do you stop then? You know.
Well,
like
you don't get like a first generation i5, a second generation i5, a first generation i7, second, and so on and so on. You just take one from every era, basically.
Yeah, but
then you'd have your you'd have your Intel, and then what about the AMD?
Just one different AMDs, like every big step in a generation.
If WatchGuard had one, some other processor, next minute you have 20 different companies of ones, and you're
to it.
Well,
that's why I just break them up and recycle.
You get the old Cyrex ones. That was also a brand.
So what is this display case supposed to do, Ralph? Impress your girlfriends when you bring them over?
No, just I've been in IT for 20 years, so it's just for fun. We had a display case at school.
Could you just not take a photo of them and put the photos there and go, there you go, that was a.
I could just have the display case on a folder on my screen. Just
there
put
you
it
go.
on the screen.
There
You could
go.
just put the screen, like hang it on the wall. There you go. Let's display something else every couple of minutes.
There's a different chip.
Yeah. It's kind of like trophies. What was I saying? We had a display case in school that had some of the first concepts of CPUs or chips, which were actually like they looked like a loom, and they were all braided wires, and it was like you didn't speak of kilobytes even back then. It was just bytes. This whole thing is like 64 bytes, and it was like a mesh this size. It was incredible. And they had a hard drive that was basically the size. I think it was this size, like a banana box.
Yep.
The hard drive was this size, maybe even bigger. It was driven by a V belt, and it had a large motor in it. And the whole thing was 4 megabytes. It had 4 disks this size in it, so each side was half a kilobyte, half a megabyte.
See how excited Ralph gets when he talks about the older stuff.
It's just cool to see how stuff like that was used in the olden days. Computers used to take up like an airplane hangar, and it still took like 3 hours to calculate. I don't know, 25 to the 10th exponent or something like that. And now you do that on a calculator. Done. There's your thing.
Yeah, I know.
Remember, when you're talking about the olden days, you know, Geezer here used to see those kind of computer rooms.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, Romantic, the reason we're picking on Ralph is it's his turn.
They always pick on me. I don't mind.
We pick on whoever we think is the most nerdy.
I am unoffendable because in truth, I don't care about anyone who is not me.
The only reason why I started in computers because my kids are in school and it was required.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I never had a use for it.
That's usually what it comes down to. You never had to use it, and then all of a sudden things change where they say, "Oh, we're getting rid of the old. Nobody uses that anymore." But then there's still people who use it, and they suddenly have to go to computers. I mean,
but
this
even now,
process has been going on for about 35 years ish, maybe even longer.
Yeah.
And if you would have taken a tiny step every time there was just a little thing to learn, and you would pick it up pretty quick, and then you had the basis to take another step. And now, because you've never taken any steps, you now have to take a giant leap for mankind. And how come what do I need to come be your bodyguard? I have a remark involving body, but yeah, no.
Only if you like display cases with old CPUs in them.
Yeah, no, but
Yes.
you were just on there, Ralph, about like how you have to move our technology, people have to learn it. This lockdown has caused, I was reading there lately or heard it online or something, that the amount of people connecting to broadband in Ireland alone has gone up by 25%.
Yes.
Because they have no other way of communicating anymore. They don't meet people, so they had to get where they didn't have broadband, they had to get it to keep in contact with people.
Yeah,
It's actually good for internet infrastructure.
Yeah, because everyone now who said, "Oh, I don't need the internet. I don't need to have internet." When they're locked in the house for 2 months, they need to have internet because they've no other way of communicating with the outside world.
Yeah.
Truck is bigger. Not by much. Not mine.
My truck is Optimus Prime.
If he takes that fifth wheel plate out of the back, you'd have a lot more room in that truck.
So, Ralph, I actually started getting into computers because as a oceanographer and meteorologist,
Oh, wow.
we had to use a lot of computer modeling.
Yeah.
And when I did this in the Navy, not only did we use the computers, but we would buy these supercomputers. So I finally got to the point where I said, well, I better have some idea of what these people are talking about. If I'm going to spend millions of dollars of the taxpayers' money, maybe I ought to have some idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just ask you a question sometime.
Oh, they put up a huge booster. Oh, that's cool.
Well, not everybody has internet, so that's what we're wondering around here.
That's actually a fun fact. The Wi-Fi routers available in or access points available in the US, which a farmer puts on his land, and the whole ranch, like 500 meters that way, 500 meters that way, is all covered by Wi-Fi. So the whole facility has Wi-Fi on one connection. Those things are awesome. They're illegal over here because if someone here would have one, nobody in a circumference of like a kilometer would have any Wi-Fi left because it would be such a strong signal. It would push everything aside. But that person would have Wi-Fi while he's doing his shopping.
No one else can have it.
Yeah. But you get picked out pretty quick if you have a device like that because they measure for stuff like that, and then someone rings your doorbell. Excuse me, we're getting some strange signals here. May we look inside?
No.
And then they say yes because here is a warrant.
Yeah. It's like the old pirate radio stations, you know, where someone would have the radio frequency and you'd be knocking out another radio frequency.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically the same thing with Wi-Fi. If your Wi-Fi is on a certain channel and yours is way too strong, you're blocking the Wi-Fi of the neighbors.
Yeah.
Small town from me, just east of me, about 15 miles away, and they broadcast free Wi-Fi through the whole town.
That
is awesome. Yeah. In, I believe, the big cities in Japan, Wi-Fi or internet has been free for over 10 years.
Well, of course.
They just say it's a primary life. What's the word?
Damn radio's picking up down there in Texas again. Jeez.
It's a primary need in life, internet. That's why they made it free. Yeah.
So when I first moved to Cape Cod, I lived there for about 5 years. But when I first moved there, I had to wait for the house to get ready for us to move in. So we had about 2 weeks where we were in this hotel, and the hotel advertised free Wi-Fi. What they didn't tell you was that the free Wi-Fi was what the city installed, and it was only good within a certain distance of the street where all the repeaters were. So if you were in your hotel room, you were too far away to pick up the Wi-Fi. You had to come down to the lobby and sit in the lobby of the hotel in order to get the free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, sure. That's the same. Like I was in holiday in Italy a couple of years ago, and the same thing. It said the hotel said, "Oh, free Wi-Fi." So I said, "Oh, that's great. I'll book that hotel. It's free Wi-Fi." Went to the hotel, went to the room, went to log on, couldn't get in. So I went downstairs and said, "Free Wi-Fi." I said, "Oh yeah, just in the lobby only." So I just, everyone was in the lobby on their phones in for the free Wi-Fi. You couldn't get it in the room. You had to get it downstairs only.
Yeah.
Well, the big thing when you got a motel room years ago was free internet or free cable.
Or free porn channels.
You got HBO with your room. A donut for breakfast. Woo!
Yeah. Well, that's the thing I like about the hotels in America. Now, whenever I was over there last year, I was over in New York and Chicago, and I love the breakfast in the morning. Like you make your own waffles and you make your own everything. Like it's great. You pay for breakfast, but you have to actually do the work yourself.
Well, yeah.
You know.
There.
Yeah, you pay for your breakfast, but you're actually the one cooking it. You're here like, why am I paying for this? I'm actually doing the work.
Checkout in the grocery store. I don't use that because I'm here. The cashier's being paid. Why am I doing it myself? I'm not.
Yeah. Why are you doing the work? It's like when you go into the restaurant and they bring out the hot stone, and you can cook your steak on the stone. You're here. Well, no, I'm paying you to cook the steak for me. I'm not coming in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Pay 20 quid, pay 30 quid or 30 euro to have a steak and cook it myself. I could have done that at home.
Exactly. That don't make sense. You don't get it. And Walmart's a real nasty one for that here in Canada. Like they used to have 20 checkouts. Now I think they have 4, and they have 40 self-serve checkouts.
Yeah. It's the same here now. A lot of supermarkets, they started off with 1 self-service, and now they're up to more self-service than they have checkouts,
Yeah.
I saw they were running some experimental stores where there were no checkouts whatsoever. When you walked in, it picked up your phone. So it
that was Amazon, wasn't it? Their shop.
Yeah.
In somewhere in California they had it.
Yeah. So, I was thinking, well, that's pretty cool, but people are going to figure out ways to hack that. So
yeah, but what it done was it when you pick something off the shelf, it knew you picked it up off the shelf and put it in your bag, and then when you were going out, your phone done the payment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like a snatch and grab, but you're still paying.
Yeah, but the doors don't open until you pay, so you can't get out until you pay it.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Some people can get carried away with that,
Yeah.
But that's free. We can afford it. I've got more checks in my checkbook.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's if there's more checks left, sure there has to be money.
Exactly. Watching, Ralph.
Oh, sorry.
What are you watching?
Something where I can win something.
Oh.
Silver. I can win silver.
Oh.
Did you get your prize from the last thing you won?
No, not yet. Same
no.
channel, by the way, doing the giveaway.
All right, so you're trying to win again.
No, this is just watch a video, put in a comment. Comment has to have this in it, and yeah.
Oh.
And I'm actually thinking of casting some items to donate to them to do a giveaway, so they will give my channel some views as well. And
okay,
I don't know, so something for later. I mean, they've grown quite a bit. They're slightly over 2K subscribers, so not really that big, but in our kind of category. So
yeah. But when we started off, 2000 was like huge.
yes, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, and now I'm like, oh yeah, 2000. Yeah, I'll be there soon.
It's just all relative to the size of your channel, if someone has only 100 subscribers, 2,000 is like something if you think you're never going to get to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know?
And now I've actually found out that I have now surpassed the channels that I watched some years ago, or like a year ago, that I looked up to. Like, wow, they're all high, and then I'm past them already.
Yeah.
Not that the numbers mean a lot, but I'm just baffled by this.
If channels stop making videos, I find they die.
Yeah.
They just die.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah, they just, because some people they get to 2,000 subscribers and they think I don't need to make any more videos. My subscribers are just going to grow from my previous videos, but they just seem to die. They just die off, like.
You have to keep putting out good
New
content on a regular basis. If you don't, you're not gonna grow.
Yeah.
So, but you have to ask yourself, why are you doing it? I mean, that's a really important question that a lot of folks don't ask themselves. If you're just doing it for fun, then it doesn't matter. You put them up whenever you want to.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do.
If however you do want to have a channel that grows, that you monetize and do stuff with, then you have to be putting out quality content on a regular basis. Otherwise, you're fooling yourself if you think you're going to go anywhere.
If you want your channel to grow and your YouTube is your thing, you kind of have to do it full time. You can't be doing it bit part. I'm in it for just, I like to have these chats and having whatever, and as I say, I have a full-time job, so I wouldn't have the time to dedicate properly to YouTube to make it grow as quick as some people want their channels to grow. Like it takes a lot of work to get YouTube to work the right way for you.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. CB27 megahertz. Yes, that was a big hobby for many people. I remember a kid in school had that as a hobby thanks to his dad, and he did show and tell about it, and he actually had a setup, and he did like the hello breaky, anyone there thing, and he actually got someone from, I think, I'm not really sure, I think he got someone from Germany, and he got someone from another part of the Netherlands at some point, and they were basically having a whole conversation about the whole CB27 stuff, which basically turned into his show and tell, like talking to this guy, and we were all like, wow, this is actually pretty cool. It's like a telephone, but it's mobile.
Yeah, but when we were younger, we all had CBs in the cars and these big massive aerials up, and we thought we were class, like go driving around and talking to our mates, and sure there were only probably three cars behind us, like
Yeah, how things have changed.
We all had our own code names and everything.
Oh yeah. You know what? So it's still kind of the truckers still use it frequently here.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a good way for them to communicate.
It's like prehistoric internet.
Yeah. Well,
it pays for it.
So Dan, you were a truck driver. You must have used CB radios in your trucks.
Still do.
Yeah.
Still do. I've been using a CB radio. That's why I was asking Scrapping Iris about those walkie-talkies.
Yeah. And what was your handle? Your handler, your name, as they called it?
Was that Daffy Duck?
Daffy Duck.
Daffy Duck.
We were doing figures when we had it in high school. I've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
Hey, they started out with a little 6-channel CB radios. It was awesome because it first started out as a single channel, then a 3-channel, then a 6-channel. You had crystals in them. And then you could get up to a 23-channel. The 6-channel was just letters. You could take the crystals out and put different ones in so you could change the channels on them. So you always had to write that down, what letter A was it channel 2 or channel 8 every time you switched it, right? 2 crystals, because a transmit and a receive crystal. Well, you did it. You're in the Navy. You had the same shit. I got into the ham channels for a while, but I lost interest in it.
Yeah. I remember when I was younger, we got at Christmas as well. We got a scanner one time, so we could listen into airplanes flying over because we live near an airport.
Right.
And you could actually hear, we could scan the frequency and you could hear the airplanes chatter between the tower and the planes taking off. We thought it was brilliant that we could listen to them.
Yeah.
You know,
Hopefully you could listen to the police channels.
we could.
Yeah, I fiddled with a radio
It's
once. and
illegal
did
here
that.
in this country to listen to them.
Yeah.
If you scan a police channel here, it's illegal.
All
So
right.
when I was a young lad in the Navy, we used to at certain times we would use our HF radios to talk to the ham operators back in the States, and then some of the ham operators would then make a dial-up phone call to your wife, and they would patch it into the radios so that you could have a conversation with your wife. And we would do this sometimes if somebody had a baby while you were deployed, or something like that. And some of the ham operators were really good about helping out military folks, especially Navy folks, because back when I first started going to sea, we didn't have internet. We didn't have the ability to get emails from home. You might not get mail for 2-3 weeks a month. So that was
Later,
useful.
Jason.
Later, Jason.
Yep. You do a dial call. Well, I think what they called it. It's like doing a landline via the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had all the antennas. I had the one that looked like this.
Oh yeah.
It was vertical, horizontal. So you could, if you had the horizontal one, you could slide in through. They call it coming in the back door. Someone who had just a vertical one, and you could shut him down.
Okay.
Yeah, you could do a lot of nasty things with them, and you depending on the booster you had in your house too. Like I had everything set up. I could find frequencies. I had slider channels, so if you're in channel 8, you're on channel 9. I could slide right in between those two channels and screw both of you up. Yeah, we did a lot with these things, and I bought all my equipment through the States, all brand new, always.
Yeah.
It used to be big business.
Yeah, well, it could be. And
Yeah.
there was a lot of pinning going on back then too, because what pinning was, someone would find out where you were. They would sneak to you, literally stick a pin inside your coax. When you keyed up, you shorted it out because the feed in the ground connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nasty, and you could literally watch the guy's antenna burn up and his.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was back then. It could be cutthroat if someone pissed you off enough.
Yeah.
That's where the term we pinpoint the location.
Yep, we pinned
That's
you.
where we pin you.
Yeah. Yeah, back.
This is from way before my time, but I actually know some stuff about it.
Yeah.
You know about everything, Ralph. You're like an encyclopedia.
Well, I know quite a few things, especially when it involves technology, because many kids these days, everything is technology from the moment you were born, basically. Everything before that is old. It doesn't matter. That's not technology.
That's history.
You know?
It's
Yeah, exactly. It's history. But when I learned about stuff, and then I like, oh, how did this got evolved? Well, this derived from that, and that derived from that, and someone invented this, and this, and then it's all of a sudden you're somewhere in the 1500s, and
Leonardo da Vinci was there beside you.
yeah, so stuff like that. Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
talking about in class and how you could talk to somebody so far away. We called that skip. The conditions in the atmosphere had to be perfect. I could literally talk to people in China from here.
Yeah, if the atmosphere is right, yeah.
They call it skip. The conditions. What really helped a lot was the what do you call that? The northern lights.
Yeah.
The atmosphere up there in the northern hemisphere. Yeah,
But
that
it's the same, like,
boom.
yeah, I was saying with your shortwave and longwave radio. If the atmosphere was right, you could listen to radio stations. Eastern Europe, we could listen to Eastern Europe radio stations if everything was right.
And it was awesome talking to some people because it's just like this now. We're finding new friends. Like you're from the Netherlands, you're from Ireland, you're from the U.S. If I didn't have this, chances of me talking to you would be slim to zero.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's what I like about this. When I started doing the lives first, it was more to get my hours up, but now it's more to have the chat with everyone. You know.
Yep.
Yeah, one of the things that we used to do as meteorologists in the Navy was we would predict the different layers for radio frequency transmission so that you would know what would be the optimal frequencies for trying to get communications from the ship back to headquarters somewhere or throughout the battle group. And back in the Cold War days, it was to the point where it was, how can we communicate effectively within several hundred miles, but not any further because we didn't want the Russians to hear us. But then how can we listen even further out so we can know when the Russians are coming? It was amazing the stuff that we used to do trying to understand the atmosphere.
Backdoor Enterprise. That was good.
Instead of enterprise, enterprise.
Yep.
Backdoor enterprise.
Well, we were talking earlier, so it's only logical.
Yeah. So like, when you were in the Navy, Shark, did you have many run-ins with the Russians? Did you have any kind of near misses or?
We had a lot of run-ins, and then there's the ones that I can tell you about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the Cold War. I mean, that's what you
Yeah.
did. That was constant. But the one thing that I will say was, because we knew that we were playing a very dangerous game, we had rules, and the Russians and us followed those rules because we knew if we made a mistake, everyone was going to die, everyone on the planet. And so we took that very, very seriously. What concerns me a lot right now is there's people out there that have very dangerous toys and no rules to guide them.
Yeah.
There was a certain like mutual respect between the US and the USSR back then. There was kind of, I guess, and that's completely gone now.
Oh yeah. It's to somebody like me that knew how close we came sometimes, even when we had the rules. It scares the bejesus out of me what I see going on out there these days.
Yeah, they're playing with fire, the old term.
Yeah.
Well, there's even countries now who we don't even realize what they have. Back then it was Russia and it was America, and they were the two superpowers. But now there's countries coming up who have just as much. All you need is one nuclear weapon, and that's it. To start a war. You don't need to have a big arsenal to do anything. They can do it. They can go in. We've seen it already. Like a bit of plutonium, whatever, into a country. That's all they need. You've seen when the Russians killed them people in England. They came in and just injected them, and that was it. So it's like it's scary stuff. What's going on out there?
Yeah, it is, and it can be troubling. But I hope that even despite what appears to be going on, the leadership at places like China and Russia in the U.S. understand, at a certain point, you got to quit bumping chests and back off a little bit because it's not going to be good.
Yeah. Well, here in Ireland during the Cold War, we didn't see much of it because we were kind of neutral, and there was no. We had the Americans always landed in Ireland. It was a base where the Americans could stop over for refueling and still is. We still have Shannon down there, and that's where a lot of Americans coming back from Afghanistan and Iraq that time, they refuel in Shannon. But technically we were neutral, but the Americans could refuel no problem. So but it was the same during World War II. We were neutral here in Ireland, but any British planes that crashed or got shot down over Ireland by Germans, the British were sent back to Britain. They were just sent back to fight back in the war. Any of the Germans that were shot down, they were locked up.
Yep.
So we were neutral, but not neutral.
Well, Dan, I tell you, you had a damn good Navy that I recall during the Cold War. I worked with Canadian ships frequently and out in the Pacific, and you had some damn good sailors.
Don't know, I wasn't there. Sometimes I kind of wish if I would have joined something. but I was born with a lot of problems, so it kept me out of a lot of things.
Yeah.
But some of the problems could have been fixed too if they allowed me in.
Yeah.
But I got relatives that are, well, they're retired now, like you. They put 30 years in the military. Be the wife's sister and her husband. That's the closest relatives. I got friends too that were in the military. Hey, respect you all, man.
It was always my honor, not always my pleasure.
There you go. Yeah.
How long were you in the? How long did you spend in the Navy?
25 years.
Okay.
Well, gentlemen, I'm gonna shut her off here. It's going on 7 o'clock, and I'm getting hungry.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I'm about to shut up as well because about an hour and a half ago I said I was finishing up. It's like my videos. They start off, they're going to be 10 minutes long. They end up being a half an hour long.
Yeah,
And that's
same
what
here.
I'm doing here.
Then I'll do you a favor and I'll back out too. That way we can shut this down for you and you can be done.
Yeah, I'm going to shut it down now, and that'll do it all. So,
Yeah.
guys, thanks for coming on. Great chatting with everyone, and everyone in the chat. It was great having you on. And it's nearly midnight here, so I'm going to be heading to bed. Ralph, it's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna play some Doom Eternal for about another hour and then go to bed.
Okay.
And you two guys, thanks for being on, lads, and catch you next week, hopefully, if you're around. We'll see you. Thanks, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks,
Later.
man.
Bye-bye. And that